Oh, hello? Hello? Is it too loud? Is it too loud? Hello. Salutations. Hi. Hello, friends, compatriots. I am back with streaming. I don't. When was? Actually, that's a very good question. I just asked myself, when was the last time I streamed? I streamed with Savvy when I came back. Oh my god! Oh, fudge! What was that? Oh my! That was December 10th? Oh my god! I that That's right. I joined Savvy for Overwatch 2. Okay, cool. I skipped. Let me see all the content. Oh, I'm currently on my Rosetta Stone account, guys. I'm like, oh, did I? Oh my gosh, how many units are there? There are 12 units. Ah, friends and social life. Okay, I'm jumping all over the place, huh? Dining and vacation. Okay. I didn't do. Oh, there's core lessons. Oh, okay. Explore all content. Oh, that's right. I do that. How is? Oh, Savvy, hi. Hey, yo, what's up? The ring light? Oh, it's great. I love it. Thank you. I'm currently not using it right now. I don't know where I could put it in my little setup here. Maybe I could put it over there where I'm pointing, like near the base of my stand. But I do appreciate the ring light, Savvy. It's great. I love it. Thank you for getting that for me as a Christmas present. I really appreciate it. Put it on top of my laptop? Oh, I could do that. Okay, okay, first up. Whoa. Don't get mad at me. Ah. I okay. I have a perfectly good explanation as to why it's not on top of my laptop right now. It is the fact that I forgot it downstairs. Mister. Why, yes, thank you. I am an engineer, Savvy. I am. But yeah, no, the ring light's great. I love it. I just, I actually got sick. You didn't know. I'm actually updating. I actually wanted to do a stream to talk about my experience in Japan, but then I got sick. So, alright. So, when I came back from Japan, December 10th was the last time I had streamed, and it was with you playing Overwatch 2, which, by the way, it was great. It was great to play games with you again when I came back from Japan. Alright. That week, after I came back from Japan, it was just nonstop starting my new job and then getting things organized like souvenirs, giving people souvenirs. Not only that, prepping for my tournament for Cardfight Vanguard in California that weekend. So I was stretched thin. Then, last week, I got sick. So, and it stems all the way back to the tournament, actually. So, last weekend, 2 weeks ago, so like 2 weekends ago, I went to California for the Bushiroad Championship Series 2023. It was a 2-day event in the Anaheim Convention Center, which is also connected to the Anaheim Hotel, which is, whoa. So, it was really nice. So I did the standard format and I did the premium format for Cardfight Vanguard. Standard day 1 and then premium day 2. So there was that. However, during premium day 2, I got a massive headache. I was like, oh no, I was knocked out. And I also had an overnight flight. So I had the overnight flight, came back Monday morning. Things were okay until Tuesday morning. And I got hit with what I can assume is food poisoning. And it wasn't just like a simple food poisoning that lasts like 1 to 2 days. No, this lasted a full week. I had to deal with food poisoning on Christmas. It sucked. Like, I remember Tuesday, like, it hit me 9 a.m. Tuesday morning. I remember it, like, succinctly because I was sitting at my desk, and then all of a sudden my stomach started feeling weird, and it felt like the food wasn't digesting in my stomach. And I was like, alright, I'm just gonna pretend the pain's not there. I remember eating lunch that day, and I had mini corn dogs, and it was so painful eating it. Like, I remember coming home and just like, okay, maybe it'll eventually go away, and it didn't. Like, I had to drink like anti diarrhea uh medicines. Like, I even had the chewables, the chewable anti diarrheas from work, from the safety department. It was pretty bad. I was like, oh. Like, it got to the point where we had to use ointments and a heat blanket, and then finally I was able to use the restroom because I was stopped up. And then when I used the restroom, it was food poisoning waste. And by that, it's like when you have food poisoning, you end up like having diarrhea, and mine was pretty bad. And it lasted every day, actually. It was so bad that the first night I woke up every hour. I woke up every hour that night to use the restroom. I kid you not. When I was at work, I actually tried to find time to just sleep. And luckily, I was new there, and a lot of people were busy. So there were points in time where I'm just sitting at my desk, like, I don't have things to do. Like, I did everything I could do, but there's nothing to do, and I would just use that time to just try and rest while dealing with the pain from my stomach. And that lasted for a long while. I got to the point where I was like, I can't pretend like I can do things when I'm clearly sick. So I decided to cancel all my plans last Saturday and Sunday, because I was going to continue delivering the souvenirs I got from Japan to friends and family. And yeah, no, I was out. I was dead. I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to stress myself, because I was so busy that during the week I had food poisoning, I would get less than probably 4 hours of sleep, and which is not good when you're trying to recover from like food poisoning and stuff like that. And I was still doing a daily routine of, after work I have to do this, this, and this. I have to give souvenirs to friends. And by the time it hit Friday, I realized I can't go on like this. I need to stop, take a step back. I need to take care of myself. So I canceled all the plans I had Saturday and Sunday, like I said earlier, to just focus on rest. And I kid you not, it was worth it. It genuinely was worth it, because I slept. I slept probably, I don't know, like 18 hours one on Saturday, and then probably more on Sunday. And then we had Christmas on Monday this week. And I was like, oh, and I still suffered from it. Like, I took naps. And then yesterday I didn't have work, because at my workplace that I work at now, it is Christmas and the day after that's a holiday. So I used that time to rest and stuff yesterday. And now today I feel much fine. My poop has gotten better. Why did you mention poop? Well, a good clear indication that your food poisoning is going away is that your poop is getting more solid and normal, and it's not diarrhea. And I kid you not, I was pumped up on that anti-diarrhea liquid calpitate, I think it's called. I was like, and it was like once every 8 hours you would just take like the dosage that it recommends on it. So I had that. I was also on antibiotics for like 5 days, thanks to my mom. My mom like looked at the symptoms and was like, you know what, this is pretty bad. We're gonna just do antibiotics. So I'd have one in the morning, at lunch, and then in the evening. And that was like probably 4 days of that. And I was like, dang, like this food poisoning wasn't your average food poisoning apparently. It was so bad that it affected me for over a week. And I mean, I'm still recovering from it. I'm way better than I was A week ago. A week ago, I was dying. I'm way better now. Um, but yeah, excuse me, I'm coughing. As you can see, I'm still recovering. Um, but I'm on a speedy recovery because I am trying to take care of myself. So yeah, there's that. So that is the explanation for why I don't have your ring light on the top of my laptop. So yeah, that is an explanation, Savvy. There you go. Long-winded, a little bit of a tangent almost here and there, and duh, I just don't have it because I forgot. I remember like it was a really thoughtful gift. I really appreciate it. Um, I will use it. Don't worry, I will. I just you've reminded me, so therefore I shall do it the next time I stream, which will most likely be tomorrow. Because like I said, I like streaming. So the past couple of weeks, I've also been just taking time to just, you know, focus on what I want to do next year, as well as just take time to just not stress myself out. Like usually I have like a set up routine. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this, this, and this every day. Um, but when I was recovering on Saturday through basically Tuesday, um, I decided to just sit down and just do nothing. And like it's something I really needed. To just sit down and do nothing. A day of like not stressing on chores and stuff. Just I it was amazing to just lay in my bed the entire day taking naps and just watching random YouTube videos. Like I ended up on a binge on a meme binge. Like so um also let me know if the volume's not good. If you didn't know, I got a new mic. And I started that setup when I came back. Um, because one of my best friends gave me their mic setup because they don't stream anymore, and it's a really nice mic. It isn't. I have two mics now, and it is the mic I'm using right now is an upgrade. But I don't know if the volume is good right now. Hold on. Okay, I got a text from my boss, so sorry. Because today we're gonna. So today I got off work early to try to see if I can work from home because I have a work laptop. So, uh, yeah, cool stuff. I'm still having a janky setup, but yeah, I have some goals and stuff for that. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was gonna check my audio. Take off this. Oh, I got a whisper. Whoa, I got three whispers. Oh, what? Oh, oh. I had two whispers. One, what the heck? Okay. And then they blocked my whispers. They whispered to me and then they blocked me so I couldn't respond. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, there's a Twitch recap 2023? Whoa, that's wild. Okay, let me see. Can you. Oh, snap. Alright, it's a good thing I have this. Let's see. Oh, that's much better. I had background audio and you guys couldn't even hear it. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's fine. I'll leave that there. Negative 18.2 decibels. All right. Well, it seems like it's okay. So I'll just deal with that. But yes. Anyway, yeah. So things are turning. I got paid today too. So I was like, I literally pogged. I was like, huh? Because so when I started my new job, I was told I asked when I would get paid because last week because I was like, oh, do I get paid last week because so far this is my third week working for my new company or like working for the company I just got hired at, and I was like, is it bi-weekly pay or semi-monthly? I don't know. So I messaged the human resources supervisor, and I was like, hey, I don't mean to be I don't mean to be like rude or anything. I'm just wondering when I get paid so I can allocate my money accordingly, like for subscriptions and stuff that I have to pay for on a monthly basis. And they were like, oh yeah, no, you'll get paid on the 29th, and that paycheck will have the 3 weeks you worked. I was like, oh, okay. And because I set up my direct deposit with the company, they said that the first paycheck I get will be a physical check. And I was like, okay. I got some payments coming up this Friday. I have a pay in 4 payment that's due. It's the last of the pay in 4 payments, and it's due this Friday. And I was like, oh shoot, can I do it? And then thank God, like, oh my God, the stars aligned, because today I came into work, got into my office, I sat down, I was at my desk, and I get a call from my boss. And my boss was like, oh, hey, you're going to be on a little field trip. Can you come to the building that I'm at? And I'm like, oh, okay. And they added, hey, yeah, payroll has something for you. And I was like, oh no. I kid you not, when I heard that, my heart sank. Because over the past couple of months, I've been laid off twice. I am comfortable talking about it now. I was laid off twice over the past couple of months. So it was a really big, awesome thing to have finally find a job literally a month before Christmas. So I was like, oh my God, the stars aligned. I am very lucky and blessed. Oh my God. So again, my heart sank. I thought I was getting laid off again. I was like, no. I remember walking to the building my boss was at, and it's where human resources is also at, and I was like, oh no, if I get laid off, I don't know, like, this is not fun. And I go to my boss's desk, and my boss is like, oh no, there's payroll. And I go to payroll, and payroll's like, oh no, here's your checks. I was like, oh, that was it? And they're like, yeah? I was like, oh, okay. So I got my paychecks early. So I was like, oh yeah. So I cashed it in. Well, I didn't cash it in. I deposited my money. So now I have money. Yay. Oh, it's really nice to be able to have money. So that was a good surprise there. So I'm happy about that. They said that I couldn't cash out those checks, but I can deposit them. So I did. I deposited them and withdrew money, and I was like, yeah. So I was really happy today. Like, things are looking up for me. So, excuse me, I had Taco Bell. So, yeah, that's some of the stuff. Let's see, everything cool? Yeah. So, yeah, that's some of the stuff that's been happening for the past couple of weeks. I've been taking time for myself the past 4 days. Caught up with people. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. But anyway, that aside, another small tangent before I go into the topic of today's discussion, which is, oh, I went to Japan. So I finally completed the hidden treasure of Area Zero downloadable content for Pokemon Scarlet. I have yet to start Pokemon Violet's version of the hidden treasure of Area Zero Part 2. And I gotta say, dang, it's the downloadable content Part 2 for the hidden treasure of Area Zero for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet, I think is wonderful. I highly recommend getting it if you have Pokemon Scarlet or Pokemon Violet. The downloadable content for Pokemon Scarlet and Pokemon Violet is so much fun. I enjoyed it. My only gripe with it, you know what? Hold up. It's bothering me because I'm starting to see that you can't really see my face. I'll be right back. I need to get Savvy's Christmas gift to me. I'll show it to you and I'll I'll use it. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Hello. Oh my god, is that better? Oh no. Alright, alright. Okay. So, oh shoot. Alright. Here it is. This is the gift that Savvy got me. It is a ring light, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you, Savvy. So I put it on. I could put it on my top of my computer. Oh, that's weird. No, that's gross. Okay. Let's do that. It's not helping. It's because I have it on the lowest light. I blinded myself just now. Let's see. Boop, 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 boop. Oh Christ! It's on the highest brightness, by the way, so you can see my face. Oh my god. Yeah. It's like it's so weird. You just see here. It's like, oh wow, you can really see the bags under my eyes now. So, yeah, I'm using it now. Are you happy now, Savvy? Happy? Yeah, I'm using it now. I really did need to use that, especially since, like, oh god, that's like really. Jeez, I looked straight into the ring light. It blinded my eyes. Ugh, it's so bright. I have to put it on the highest brightness. Like, I don't have anywhere else to put it. There is no outlet to where I can put it down there. So, because if I put it down there, it'd be fine. Because here, it's okay. Like, I think, anyway. Nah, no, I have the light there, so I did need that there. Okay, anyway. So I have the ring light. Oh god, it's super bright. Ooh, boy. Maybe I should put it underneath. Maybe I should. Alright. It'll be pointing up at me. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, physics. Oh. That looks so bad. Okay. Like that. And then oh, that's not better. That makes me look very sinister. Alright, well, I guess I have no choice. I have no choice but to just have it blaring at me from the sidelines. Okay, well, that's the ring light. Maybe I can turn it down. I can turn it down. Okay, I turned it down one. Okay, maybe one more. Alright. Is that better? Yeah, it's kind of... Maybe one more. Maybe one more. Okay. You know what? I think it's better. Like, it's... it's almost at its lowest setting. It's like the one before its lowest setting. So I'm just leaving it like that because... Dang, that's bright. But you can actually see my face a bit better now. Some illumination, so... I had a big brain it because it has a USB port and I have a brick. And I was like, there's an outlet over there. Alright. Put brick on USB. Put an outlet. Solution. So... It's crazy to, like... A lot of the stuff I have is thanks to my best and good friends. Like, so... The Yeti I had been using, because before I just had the laptop mic, which obviously it's bad, and then my Jay Hikari gave me his Yeti, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, so I had a Yeti. And then next, Jay Hikari gave me his capture card for capturing console games, so I have a capture card, and then one of my other best friends just gave me this mic and a lighting. There's a light thing. What is it? Let me bring it up. Oof, it's right next to the mic. Yeah, no. This is what, like, in addition to the mic that my best friend gave me for Christmas He also gave me the aught light, so it's great for setting up light. I have it at the head of the bed that I'm sitting on, because I have so much awesome equipment. It's just like, oh geez, I don't know where to put them. Ah, I'll put them over there for right now. don't have like I don't have a good place to store it, to be honest. Like, oh, I'm in my guest room. This is where I record stuff. But yeah, no, it's really awesome. And then now Savvy gave me a ring light. Like, oh my god, I'm getting amazing stuff from my good and best friends. Like, I have, oh my, the only thing I really, actually, I don't like. The only thing I didn't really, man, the only thing I really paid for, really, in my whole setup is, this controller. Wow. I am really, like, all of my stuff has been built on the backs of my good and best friends. And family, too. This gaming laptop it was a birthday present for me. No, was it? Yeah, it was a birthday present. Like, I got this back in, what was it? 2020? Yeah, I got this back in 2020. Oh, wow. It's been 3 years I've had this. Oh. Get to use all the stuff. Yes. Oh. Anyway. So, yeah. Thanks to my best and good friends. Alright. So, on to my Japan trip. Now we're going to actually talk about my Japan trip. I think this is what the stream is just going to be. It's just chatting. I'm slowly getting to the swing of things. I actually planned originally to play Genshin Impact and learn Japanese today too, but I think I'm going to just take a break. Take a break as in not do it today. I'll probably do it tomorrow. Oh, wait, not tomorrow. Tomorrow I have Cardfight Vanguard on the mind. And if I do stream, it'll probably be really quick. Friday, I'll be streaming Friday, yeah. For sure I'll be streaming Friday. I will not stream Mondays or Thursdays anymore. Mainly because my work, I have to drive an hour to work. And to get home, I have to drive an hour home. And not only that, I also have Cardfight Vanguard tournaments Mondays and Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. at my card shop. So, yes. So yeah. So I have that. What else is there? Yeah. So I'll stream when I can, but I am back to being a full-time engineer. So there is no guarantee on my stream schedule. My stream schedule is gonna be whatever. Like, I actually had Discord direct messages, excuse me, to me about my streaming schedule and will you hire me to make art for your stuff? And I'm like, whoa, yeah, I'm good right now. Streaming schedules whenever. I think I've said it before, and I'll say it again. YouTube and Twitch are my hobbies. Like, I enjoy streaming. I like making content, and stuff like that. So, yeah, okay. So, there was actually another tangent. I learned, I ended up watching the, what was it? The Internet Archivist? What was that YouTube channel? I gotta look up the YouTube channel. It was a very, I saw some documentaries that involved Penguin Zero, or Moist Critical, or Charlie, whatever you want to do, or call that person by. BM002606 at 6. Huh? You're about to live stream? Just wait. Oh yeah, hey, what's up, man? I just realized. Hey, Beam. You're going there at 6 something? What are you doing? Are you going to round 1? Yeah, you're going to, I was like, live stream. Oh, okay. Live stream at the arcade. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty dope, Beam. Through Twitch or YouTube? Internet Anarchist, I think is it. Yeah, it's called. So I saw some awesome documentaries by Twitch. All right, cool. Hope your live stream goes well. It is Internet Anarchist, and I saw some documentaries involving Moist Critical, and I think Moist Critical is an awesome content creator. I've seen some of his stuff; it's pretty cool. And the Internet Anarchist did a documentary on Moist Critical destroying what, Quibblecop or something. Like it was a documentary on Quibblecop and how Penguin Zero addressed it. So if you guys don't know who Quibblecop is, Quibblecop apparently is one of the original bigwig YouTubers on YouTube, and as of 2020, according from my memory and from what I've watched from that uh, documentary, Quibblecop went from a in-person with the community type of YouTuber to just having artificial intelligence control his channel. So Quibblecop, or Jordy, basically, Jordy. Okay, I'm trying to get my thoughts together because this was pretty interesting. Jordy was a big time YouTuber, very well known in the YouTube community, and was very in touch with the community up until 2020. Because in 2020, Jordy decided to replace himself with artificial intelligence, or AI, and it was pretty disconcerting because at first he made another channel called Blue, and it was just a test channel to see how artificial intelligence would do on a content creator platform. Like, how is artificial intelligence as a content creator? Which is an interesting thing. I thought it was interesting, and upon watching more of that documentary that the Internet Anarchist was made, it was very disturbing how Quibblecop turned from a YouTuber that was in touch with his community to just someone that used his channel just to pump in cash. And it was very disconcerting. I didn't like it personally. I didn't like it. Because it got to the point where Quibblecop himself decided to change his channel from him being the content creator, like him being in the videos, to an artificial intelligence disguising itself as Jordy doing the game. It was so weird. So now in some of Jordy's recent YouTube videos, or in some of Jordy's YouTube videos on the channel Quibblecop, you will see just an artificial intelligence version of Quibblecop playing a game. And it was disconcerting because it is artificial intelligence. There is no soul. There is no soul behind it. It is artificial intelligence commenting on gameplay. And it's like, oh my god. And of course, like, this artificial intelligence has has about 10 years and more of the genuine Quibblecop playing video games. So the artificial intelligence already has a lot of information to work with to be able to play as Quibblecop. So it was a Quibblecop artificial intelligence. Now, where Moist Critical comes in is Moist Critical addresses the issue and says it's like, this whole thing about using artificial intelligence to replace content creators is just a way to make cash, and it's lazy. Something to that effect. And so, in Quibblecop's response to that was just having Quibblecop artificial intelligence reply to Moist Critical's response. This is not Quibblecop. Like, this is not the person Quibblecop. No, Quibblecop, the person, decided to use his artificial intelligence version of himself to reply to Moist Critical. So it's not a human talking to a human, it is an artificial intelligence talking to a human. And I didn't like that. I was like, where's... And, oh no, like, Internet Anarchist didn't didn't get involved, but it's like, where's the debate, really? Like, it's just artificial intelligence talking and making its actions based off of the information it was given plus what it is receiving. And it was so disconcerting. And I can tell you, if you go to Quibblecop's channel and you go to one of the latest videos, I believe, stating that they are like the video title is "The End of Quibblecop AI," and in that video, I kid you not, I was fooled. Like in that video, you see Jordy talking, right? And at first I thought that was the actual Jordy until the end of the video, which is like 3 minutes long. At the end of the video, the Jordy that you're seeing in that video then says, by the way, this is not the real Jordy. This is an artificial intelligence version of him. And I was like, wait, what? And then I took a closer look and I realized this is artificial intelligence. Like, this artificial intelligence version of Jordy, which apparently is Quibblecop Artificial Intelligence 2.0, it had the arm movements, had the blinking, but you can tell it was artificial intelligence because it looked not human. Like, the actions it was taking is like, you can see the glitches on the screen that shouldn't be there for a human that's blinking and talking. And my words are not doing it justice, by the way. You have to watch the video, and you have to watch the documentary that Internet Anarchist did for Quibblecop and Voice Critical in that video. But it was very disturbing. It was extremely disturbing. Because at the end of the video, like, not at the end of the video. During the video, they were saying Quibblecop 2.0, I guess. Quibblecop AI 2.0 was stating that we heard all of your comments, and we just thought we'd say that I guess the world was not ready for Quibblecop Artificial Intelligence. So we listened to you, community, and we decided to make a better version of Quibblecop AI called Quibblecop AI 2.0. And I was like, you're an idiot. I kid you not. I have never once heard of Quibblecop until I think 2 days ago, and it was when I saw that documentary that Internet Anarchist did, and I was like, you're an idiot. This is my personal biased opinion. You're an idiot. And the reason why I say that is because I read the comments, and I looked at the YouTube videos, the latest ones that involved, well, actually, no, I take that back. I looked at that video that I'm talking about, that where they announced Quibblecop AI 2.0. I looked at the comments, and almost every single comment I saw said, "Why the freak are you doing this, Quibblecop? We don't want an artificial intelligence version of you. We just want you. We want the Jordy that played GTA, that interacted with people. We want the Jordy that made that worked with other YouTubers. We don't want a Jordy that is fake, that is an AI. We don't want that. We just want the real Jordy." And that's what the comments were saying in that video. And in the documentary, apparently, because of what Jordy was doing, almost every video was disliked, bombed. Like, the like to dislike ratio was pretty much almost non-existent. There were so much more dislikes than likes on videos that incorporated Quibblecop AI. And it was just, this is something that it hit hard. I was like, okay, dang, you can have an artificial intelligence version of you just take over your channel when you don't feel like doing anything and let it do the work. But, like, it's an interesting concept, and I think it's cool. Like, another version of that was another, like, content creator that uses artificial intelligence is like Neurosama. If people know who that is, then it's an artificial intelligence virtual VTuber. Virtual tuber. She is an artificial intelligence, and then there's like this turtle dude. It's the guy that made the artificial intelligence, and like he's like, oh hey, I can make an AI GPT virtual tuber, and that's cool. Like, but that's the content that this person is making is AI generated virtual tuber. That's the channel. Like, it's cool. I'm like, if that's what your content is, that's what your content is. But for Quibblecop was a YouTuber that was in touch with his community, and then in 2020 he did a hard pivot, like a 180, and he just became cold towards his community by just taking away the one thing that made his channel really good, which is the connection between the community and the YouTuber. He took away that for AI. And when you have a channel whose content is based on the connection between the YouTuber and the community, and then you just cut that off, then it's just like you just destroyed the channel's foundation. That foundation that Kwebbelkop had was the bonds he made with other YouTubers in his community, and he destroyed that foundation. So everything on top of that just came crumbling down, and he replaced it with artificial intelligence, and it was bad because people didn't want that. His community didn't want that. This man has 15.3 million subscribers last time I saw it, and a lot of them were disappointed in him. They were like, why are you doing artificial intelligence? We want the real you. We want the real Jordy. And Moist Critical made the comment of like, it's lazy, and then, like I said earlier, Kwebbelkop AI reacted to it. It's not even Jordy, just reacted to it. And back to what I was saying, it's like, when I saw that, I was like, you're stupid. Like, Jordy, like, I don't know you. Oh man, I'm fighting with a big YouTuber. Oh no. No, it's just, this is literally my personal biased opinion. And I'm just like, when I saw that, I was like, no, you're stupid. Don't do that. Because in the end, like, Moist Critical pointed it out. Like, sure, like, destroyed the connection between, like, the YouTuber and the community by doing what Kwebbelkop is doing, which is just replacing himself entirely with just AI and letting the AI do his content creation. And it, like, you can dislike it all you want, but the thing is, right, let's say, like, if back in the days when Kwebbelkop didn't do AI, he would garner, like, 1 billion views or whatever, right? But then because of AI, he's getting less views, right? But if you like, say one video with Kwebbelkop AI does at least a quarter of the views that Kwebbelkop used to do without AI, right? It doesn't matter, because you could pump out 4 videos, right, that incorporate Kwebbelkop AI, and you'd still make about as much, if not more, revenue from a video where it's just genuinely you with the community. So that was the argument, if that made sense. So again, it's like, without AI, right, Kwebbelkop community, right, just like one Kwebbelkop video, not Kwebbelkop AI, one Kwebbelkop video with the genuine Kwebbelkop could garner, like, an example, 1 billion views, right? And then Kwebbelkop AI only gets a quarter of that in one video. However, since it is artificial intelligence, you can just copy and paste it. So you can make 4 videos of like Kwebbelkop AI, and that could give you as much revenue, if not more, of just one Kwebbelkop video where it's the genuine Kwebbelkop. And that was like, that is what I understood from Penguin Zero's statement on it. And it's like, and like he was saying, it's lazy. It's like, yeah, like, this person gave up that bond with his community just so he can pump out, like, soulless videos that will garner him more money than if he actually put in his own effort. But that's not the point here. The point is that he betrayed his community. He gave up that bond with his community for cash. That's essentially what it is in a nutshell. And it is sad and disappointing to see. I saw a comment on that video I was talking about, where the end of Kwebbelkop AI, we're making Kwebbelkop AI 2.0. Like, in that video, I remember seeing a comment saying, like, I'm so glad I never watched this YouTuber, because I can't imagine how soul-crushing this is for people that's watched him for over 10 years. And it's like, wow. Like, you built up, like, a loyal fan base. You had a strong foundation, and you decide to throw it all away for cash. He's trying to become a full-on, like, he's trying to make his channel full-on just artificial intelligence. Like, he will no longer be in a video. It's just artificial intelligence. And the thing with that is that people in the comments were just like, we want the real Jordy. We don't want an artificial intelligence. You're not listening to us. Essentially, that's what they're saying. And Kwebbelkop clearly, I guess, does not care, because he decided to make a video stating the end of Quibblecop AI when it's not the end. He's just making 2.0. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, at this point, this man is just making, like, fading into obscurity now. Because there were comments in that video stating, we wish you the best. I can't believe you're doing this. Like, it sounded like people were just, are probably just not going to watch it. Like, the loyal fan base probably doesn't want to watch, or probably, most of them, some of them, I don't know, are just probably not going to watch it because Quibblecop didn't listen to them. He didn't listen to the people that said, we want you, we don't want AI. And I remember, like, I investigated a little bit, and I felt it. I empathize with them. Not sympathize, because I've never been through that. I empathize with them. Because my favorite YouTuber is Markiplier. Now, if Markiplier just suddenly just decided to do AI and ignore his community, I would be so crushed. I've been watching Markiplier since 2013. Like 10 years. I love his content, and I think he's an amazing person. And if Markiplier did what Quibblecop did, I probably would be so crushed, because now you've taken away the one thing that makes your channel a good channel. It is that connection you have with your community, and you just take out the connection by just replacing it with a soulless artificial intelligence. And it's like, there's no soul, there's no oomph, there's no magic, there's no human, there's no humanity. It's just a machine. It is literally just a machine that does not feel emotion, and the emotion it shows is based off of data it has gathered from its database regarding this content creator. And it bothers me. And it's like, oh my gosh, like I cannot fathom the soul-crushing sadness some of Quibblecop's loyal fans felt when Quibblecop just straight up ignored them and just went on his own merry way. Like, the thing is he can get away with it. He can get away with it. He knows he can get away with it. So he's making Quibblecop AI 2.0. I personally don't like it. A lot of YouTubers have made comments on it. I've seen like a YouTube Shorts. I can say I don't like it. And going back to the comment I said, like, I was like, you're stupid. Like, straight up, like I said that. I mean it. Like, why would you betray your community, betray that trust that you have in your fan base, just for more cash? Like, you're making good amount of money as is. Like, okay, whoa, sorry, that's projecting. It's just, it bothers me that he decides to give up on his community. Like, he basically just gave up on his community. The community didn't give up on him. He gave up on the community by disconnecting himself from the community. Like I said, in a content creator, there's the creator, and then there's the audience, and then there's a connection. And when you take away that connection, then, like, there's nothing left. Like, that connection is what makes a channel. And it's just, he took himself out of that equation. So there's the audience, and there's nothing to connect to. You can say, yes, there's Quibblecop AI, you can connect to that, but that's not the point. Because the AI is just the soulless being. If an AI has soul, then, like, it is a sentient AI, and I'm like, okay, that goes into a whole other, like, field of play. But if we're talking about basic AI, it is soulless. There is no soul in it. It is just a machine that will give appropriate responses based on whatever you throw at it. And it hurts to see that a big YouTuber with 15.3 million subscribers decides to abandon his community, betray them even, by just not showing his face. He showed his face in that video where he says the end of a Quibblecop AI, but it's like 2 seconds where he just says thank you and closes a laptop. And that was like the only time that was genuine Jordy, and it's like, why are you doing this? I mean, sure, you'll get more money, but at the cost of losing the very people that built you up. You basically bit the hand that fed you. Like, dude, like, eventually, I mean, like, I guess it's going, I get it, if it works, I guess, but it's just so disappointing, really. And personally, I wouldn't be surprised if that channel, if Quibblecop, like, the channel fades off into obscurity because of this. Because, like, if you, like, like, for example, like, a good example is, what is a kingdom, right? What is a kingdom? A kingdom isn't just, like, buildings and stuff. A kingdom is made of people that, you know, work in the kingdom. And there's a king and queen, right? And they're there because of the people. Now, if you just get rid of the people, then there's nothing left. It's not a kingdom, it's just you in a big old plot of land. It's like the best way I can describe it. It's like you lost you basically lose the building blocks that help build you up there. You have nothing to support you, essentially. Like, these people supported you, and then you just betray them and leave them. Like, you betray them and you just, yeah. So, man, I'm really bad at explaining this, but Internet Anarchist in that documentary explained it pretty well. But it's just, you basically betrayed your people, and you lost that, and basically they lost their trust in you, and now you don't have any loyal subjects. You don't have a foundation to work off of. There's no one there to support you anymore because you aren't listening to them. It's that type of thing. What is a kingdom but it's people? If there is no people, there is no kingdom, essentially. It's just you. Like, dang, like, man, it's so bad. That's why I'm like, you shouldn't, like, I don't think Quibblecop should have done it. And, okay, the thing with AI, right, as an engineer, right, AIs are computers, basically. They're supercomputers, essentially. At least that's how I see them. And if we are talking about computers, as my engineering professor told me when I first started my career, started my path down the engineer route, my professor said computers are stupid. They only do what you tell them to. And then, like, it's true. It's like, I've done coding before. If it doesn't work, you did something wrong. Like, the computer will only do what you tell it to do. And that goes the same with AI. That's the thing. It's like, I know people are saying, like, AI is the future. Yes, it is the future, but I think people are overestimating what AI can do. So, an AI builds off of iterations upon iterations of scenarios, right? And it also builds off of the stuff that we give it. So, that's another thing, right? It's like, so an AI will only do what you tell it to do. Like, for example, Quibblecop AI. Quibblecop AI has over 10 years worth of information to go off of to make the appropriate actions it needs to do to make the audience happy. That's the same. That's how an AI works. But here's the thing with AI. Like I've said, the key point of AI is that it will do what you tell it to do. That's the thing. Us people as humans, we strive to be better. We strive to make new things, and we evolve and we change. The AI won't do that. And if you make the argument, yes, it can. Okay, fine. You're right, because it will learn from the previous iteration, and it will try to better itself for the next iteration. Sure, okay, but the thing is that humans evolve like, humans push themselves to go into paths that is not explored. For example, if you give an AI the prompt, like, hey, I want you to dig a mine, right? That AI will make the best mine in the world, right? But if you try to tell it to do something else, like, well, man, this was bad. Like, if this is really bad. But if you tell an AI to do something, it will do the task to the best of it. Like making a mine, it will make the best mine ever, right? But it may not make the best mind. Oh, fudge. This is really bad explanation. Either way, you give a task to an AI. The AI will do the task as best it can. Now, will it have the same innovative ideas as a human? No, it won't. It will only do the best it can based off of the information given to it and upon trial and error. Like, if the AI doesn't know about, like, oh, you can use this tool to, like, to make mines easier. Like, if you gave an AI a shovel and said make a mine, then the AI will make a mine with that shovel, and it will make the best mine ever with that shovel. But as humans, we create things, we innovate, we make new things. We may start off with a shovel, making a mine, but then we'll find something better than that, and then we will make that to make it easier for us to mine. So I guess at the end of the day, just AI isn't innovative. It only just does what it is supposed to. Like, back to what I was saying about giving an AI a shovel to make a mine, it's just going to use the shovel. It isn't going to think of something else to make it easier to do it. It's just going to think of the best way to do it with a shovel, while we as humans will get lazy with the shovel and complain and make something bigger and better to make mines faster and, if not the best quality, equivalent to an AI with a shovel. It just will probably be quicker than the AI. Who knows? But it was a really bad explanation. But that's my stance on AI, and I know I've seen a lot of people praise to high heaven how great AI is going to be. It is great, but there are limits to what AI can do. It does not have the human factor. It does not have the innovative factor that we do. It has ways to give us data that we use to make something better, but AI will not do that. It won't. It will only do the best it can with what it's given. Like I said, computers are stupid things. They will only do what you tell them to. Computers are just like innocent kids. They will only do them what you tell them to. But humans are different in that we do more than what is intended, for better or worse. So that's why I say if you give an AI a shovel, they'll make the best mine ever with that shovel. But if you give a human a shovel, right, they're going to get tired of it, and they're going to try to make something better to make making that mine easier, and if not the same quality with an AI with a shovel can make. So that was really rough explanation, if that makes sense. Yeah. So that's my stance on the whole AI thing. It's like AI isn't gonna, like, and the whole thing about AI replacing content creators in the future, I personally don't see it, because like I said, the one thing that makes content creation relatable, something that we watch, it's because it has that human factor, and it's like, oh, okay, like something we can relate to. AI is not human, therefore we can't really relate to it. Now AI can try, but it won't get there. That's the thing. And if it does, then it's a sentient AI that can think for itself. It's like, oh, but yeah, that's my stance on that. I didn't expect to go on like a freaking 30-minute talk about this. I just thought it was an interesting tangent to talk about before I talk about my trip to Japan. Oh my gosh, but yeah, that was the thing. I just wanted to put that out there. It's like, oh, Quibblecop's replacing himself with AI, and I'm like, you're stupid for doing that. That's my personal opinion. And sure, going into AI to see if it can replace you as a content creator, hey, that's a cool idea. Just be prepared for its consequences. Like, I think the idea of trying to have artificial intelligence be a content creator is interesting. I think it's interesting, personally, but there are limits to what it can do. And if you think that it can replace you, I think you're insanely wrong. Personally, remember, this is my personal biased opinion. Because as humans, we evolve. We learn to do things differently as we grow older. and we may change like how we do content in the future. Like if you look at Markiplier stuff, he's changed over the years, keeping some things the same, but he still tries to change things up to make his content more to be more innovative and to make his content more interesting. He changes things up. The AI is just going to just do what it usually does. You're just going to have an AI just talk about Minecraft videos like every day. Like every video it's just going to be the same old same old. That's the thing. Versus like humans, which will change things up over time. So that is my stance on having AIs replace content creators. Wow, I got into that. Is that I don't think that it will, and if it does, oh well, I'm wrong. But I think I think having artificial intelligence as a content creator is interesting. Hence Neurosama, if you know about that AI generated virtual tuber. I think it's interesting to look into, but I personally don't think it can ever replace humans as content creators. It can try, but I don't think it will. Because like I said, ARs are like computers, they only feed off the information we give them. So, if we don't give them innovative new things, they're just going to keep doing the same thing over and over. So, that's how I see it. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. That is my stance on AI. I just thought I'd talk about that. If you disagree, that's fine. Remember this. What I said is my personal opinion. You have every right to not agree with it. You have every right to just blast me for it. Just like, oh, you're wrong. And it's fine. I mean, hey, I'm in America. It's a free country. You can say whatever you want about it. Just know that if you try to replace yourself with artificial intelligence, just be prepared for the consequences. Like losing a loyal fan base. So, anyway. Alright. We're gonna go on and talk about Japan. So, Japan. Japan was okay. It was okay. It wasn't the best vacation ever, sadly, for reasons. But Japan was okay. So, if you've been keeping... Well, I didn't really post my Instagram, but... basically, I guess I'll just go over the trip, like, a little bit. Like, just the general case. So, I went with my buddy. Me and my buddy, we left for the airport on November 26th. It was the day after it was 2 days after Thanksgiving, so November 27th. Hold on. November 27th. That was Thursday. Oh no, it was November 20. It was 25th. It was November 25th. So we leave for like the Dallas Fort Worth International Airport. We leave. We use Air Canada. And our flight plan is to head to Toronto, then Toronto to the Haneda International Airport in Japan. So we go I mean, if you've seen my vlog about it, I didn't get to go to Japan until the day after. So me and my buddy, we got there a day later. So yeah, there was that. We got to Toronto. We missed our connection flight, so we ended up having to stay overnight in Toronto, and then we went to we then had to go to the airport the next day. Why did my brain do that? Anyway, so we stayed overnight. They paid for the hotel. They gave us two $15 Canadian dollar vouchers, so that which we could use to buy for food and stuff at the hotel or at the airport, which we did. And then finally the next day we went on our connection flight to Haneda International Airport. All right. So this is where it gets really, really rocky. So, um, we got to the airport, and I gotta tell you something though. I didn't take a picture of the Haneda International Airport interior, but man, it's super ghetto. My first impression of Japan was like, dang, the international terminal, which is Terminal 3 at the Haneda International Airport, is pretty ghetto. So we got off the airplane and we have to go to the carousel where our carry-ons were put on, because Air Canada was so full of people and luggage that they actually had to ask for volunteers to check in their carry-ons, which I did. I was like, I don't have anything I need in my carry-on, I'll check it in. So I checked it in, and we're at the carousel, and I'm like, man, you go in, there is just white walls everywhere at the carousel. And I was like, dang, wow. And I've been to the Philippines, like the Manila International Airport and the Cebu International Airport, and like I can tell you, like the arrival carousels had more character to it than these carousels I was at in Japan. And then I needed an international airport. I was like, I told my buddy, I was like, man, this is ghetto. This is like, there's literally nothing on the walls. Like it's so desolate. And like there's these people, there's like these officers that just have the little like signs, and they're just walking around showing people, and it's just a picture like saying you have anything to declare and stuff. And so I'm like, dang, this is pretty ghetto. And so luckily, thanks to my buddy, we filled out a form online on a website. It was like, I don't remember what it is. It was like Get Japan or something. It was like fly. What was the website? I don't remember. What is the website? Japan. What was it? I'm trying to find it. Hold on. What was it? What is the full link? Man, I have to put it in notes. No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. Let me do a note. Let's see. What is it? What was it? I think it was called Go Japan. I think it was what it was called. It's called Go Japan. And from there, you like scan. You do all like the paperwork on there for your customs form and your immigration form. So we're at the carousel, and everything's Japanese, and I was very nervous because, again, this is my first international trip by myself without the help of my parents or the help of family in Japan, because apparently I have family in Japan. So I basically am just like nervous. I'm very nervous, and I studied enough Japanese to talk to locals. By the way, so that's a highlight of my trip, is being able to talk to locals. So I learned enough Japanese to be able to talk to people, and I made sure to have Google Translate ready. Like, you can have it offline. You just download like the voice packets and stuff. So I had it with me. I was prepared. My phone was in ultra power saving mode, so I only had 8 apps. But I was like, okay, I gotta save battery because our plans messed up. We have to get out of the airport and catch the bullet train to Kyoto. So we are waiting at the carousel for our bags. My buddy's freaking out. It's his first ever international trip ever. And we get, and then he comes up with the brilliant idea of whoever gets their bag first, go and like get their stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Sure, whatever. Okay, cool. So I was the first one to get my bag. So I got my bag. I went ahead to custom. No. It was customs. No, it was immigration. Yeah. So I got to get immigration. I believe. Yeah, I think it was immigration. And I remember, like, this is my first interaction truly with a Japanese person. Other than the other Japanese people that was just directing me places. And this person said nothing to me. He had a mask on and everything. and he looked at me and he just tapped on the glass, and I was like, what? And so I look at the little thing he's tapping on, and it's the QR code from Go Japan. That it's like one of the QR codes you get, because you get a QR code for immigration and customs. So I was like, okay, so I get the customs QR code, and then I said, okay, show it, and then he's like, points at the freaking terminal. He doesn't even say anything to me. He doesn't even try to talk to me, and so I'm like, okay, I scan it, and he looks at me and he shakes his head and he just taps on the glass, and I'm like, what? Scan it again. The guy's like, no, knocks on the glass, and I'm like, first off, this guy isn't being helpful. Now that I think about it, he wasn't really helpful. I was like, I don't know what he's talking about. I'm freaking out because one, there's a language barrier, and then two, he's not helping me. I'm like, what do you want me to do? Like, I don't know what to do. And so finally, I'm like, third time's the charm. It didn't work, and he's just like, no. He's like knocking the glass. I was like, if you spoke English, I would have given you a piece of my mind, because this person was rude. He was like, I'm like, dang, this is my first interaction with a Japanese person, and dang, this person was rude. I personally saw it as rude, and so finally, I look at the little picture, and I'm like, it's like the same thing as my QR screen. What do you want me to do? And then I look, and I see the color. So the customs QR code and the immigration QR code have two different colors. One is blue, and one is like turd colored. No, pea colored, like yellow pea colored. I don't know how to explain it. And I'm like, okay. I look, and I was on my like customs QR code, and I was like, oh, the colors don't match. I switch to the immigration code, I plop it on the terminal, and then he just does this. I'm like, what does that mean? Oh, I guess I have to lift the phone up. Scans it. I get past immigration. And it's like, it was super stressful. I go to customs at this point, and I'm trying to figure out, like, which line to go to. There's one for QR codes, and then there's one for non-QR codes, but it's all in Japanese, and the officers there didn't do a good job in directing where is where. If they really didn't, like, everyone that spoke English like me just followed the herd, and I went to the line that was the longest, and it was just for people that didn't have the QR code. There were lines for just QR code, and then there's lines for the physical form and a QR code. I was in the line with the physical form and the QR code, and I just didn't want to risk it. I was like, I'm freaking out because I didn't have a good experience at immigration. And then I get to customs, and I was like, oh, konbanwa, and then the person was like, oh, konbanwa, and this person at customs was actually very nice. And they actually talked to me, but very limited English. And so I scan my customs form, everything's good. I get past the doors. I'm officially in the main lobby for the Tokyo International Airport. Well, the Haneda International Airport. So I get in, just like my buddy says. And I'm just by myself, and I'm like, okay, I need to get my Japan Rail Pass. I need to get my pocket Wi-Fi, because I purchased pocket Wi-Fi from Ninja Wi-Fi, and I gotta change my US dollars to the Japanese yen. So I go around, and I'm like, what do I do? And then I finally I remember what my buddy told me before I went through immigration. Was like, I was telling my buddy how I was very nervous to talk to the locals in Japanese, and they told me, like, well, if you want to learn the language, you have to try. And I'm like, oh, you know what, you're good. I remember that, and I was like, okay, all right, let's try it. So I go up to the staff, and I say, doko wa okane? And basically I said, where's the money? But, like, I said, doko wa okane changer. So I had been, if you've seen my streams and YouTube videos, I've been learning Japanese like months before this trip, so that way I can be able to try and talk to people in Japan. And I was doing like apparently I did a decent job because they're like, oh no, no, oh, the money changer's over there. So I got my US dollar changed, and then I went to try to find the place, the Japan Rail Pass counter. And I remember going there, and I got my Japan Rail Pass, and then I asked them what time it closed. I was like, "Itsuka shimatte imasu ka?" And they said, "Oh, hachi." I was like, "Oh, 8? Oh, nice." Hachi, because Hachi is 8. So I was like, "Oh, yeah." So it felt really nice. I was getting some confidence now. I was like, "Oh, snap, I'm talking to the locals. I'm talking to them in Japanese, like very limited Japanese, by the way. But it was enough that we had a mutual understanding of what was going on." I was like, "Oh, cool, awesome." And then next up was Ninja Wi-Fi. I had a fun time trying to find that, and I got it. And I had a nice talk with the ladies there. They were really cute, like genuinely really cute. And I said "chotodaki nihongo," which basically translates to, I don't know much Japanese. Hold on. Oh no, it's just my parents talking. I was like, I don't know that much Japanese. "Chotodaki nihongo," and I was like, "Sumimasen," and they're like, "Oh, it's okay. Daijoubu, daijoubu." And then so they explain how the pocket Wi-Fi works. I listened to them. Most of it I didn't understand, but I understood "migi," which is right, and "hidari," which is left. And then they said like instructions and stuff. I got my stuff, and I'm like, okay, I got everything for myself. Awesome. And then I was like, oh, where's my buddy? So, I look at my phone. It's on ultra power saving mode, right? And, so I have only 8 apps. When on ultra power saving mode for my phone, you only get 8 apps. And then drop my phone. You only get 8 apps, and 4 of them you can switch out for any other app at any given point in time. So I was doing that. So finally I was like, oh, okay, let's see where my friend is at. So so the way we communicated was Discord and Snapchat, and I didn't have any of those on in my ultra power saving mode. And so let's see. On my ultra power saving mode. So, I finally switch out one of the apps for Snapchat, and one of the other ones for Discord. And I got so many notifications. My buddy had been calling me on Snapchat, and also pinged people in the Discord servers, like, someone better call Godfrey or else I'm really angry and upset. And I'm like, what's going on? And I call my buddy, and then I remember we made up in the lobby, and then they were like, why aren't you answering? Oh, hola. Hey, Satino. Whoa. Hola, thanks for the first time chat. Hey, welcome. Just talking about my trip to Japan. You followed. Thank you for the follow, Santino. I am from the Philippines. Whoa. Sorry, I'm Filipino. I'm an American Filipino. Sorry. I'll say I am from the Philippines. No. I'm an American Filipino. I am born in America, but I'm raised by Filipino parents. So, yeah, I only kasabot ang gamay Tagalog. So, I'm learning though. I forgot how to say learning in Tagalog. Oh, fudge. Anyway, so I visited the country. I visited the Philippines. Hit up Manila, Cebu, all those places. I like Cebu. I like Cebu. Out of all the places in the Philippines I've been to, I like Cebu the most, because like, it's Manila. Like, I know it's the capital, but it's like, it's kind of dirty. But Cebu is it's a little bit cleaner than Manila, so it is nice. I would say it's nice. However, I wouldn't live there. American Filipino says he wouldn't live in the Philippines. What? Oh, you must be insane. I'm like, no, I wouldn't want to live there. I mean, no, you're not wrong. It has tropical beaches. I've been to some of them tropical beaches. I remember one of my youngest, because I went there when I was a kid, and I remember I played at the beach, and I was really terrified of the water because there was sharks, and I was like, ah! But yeah, it's nice. I mainly go there for the family, really. Like that's the only reason I go to the Philippines is for family. I mean, I'm proud of my heritage. Don't get me wrong, I'm proud of my heritage. Um, so yeah, it's cool. It's cool. But yeah, I meet up with my buddy, and my buddy starts laying in on me, saying like, "How I was calling you? I don't have international data like you." And I'm like, "Oh yeah," because I did the smart thing, in my personal opinion, and I made sure to buy an international data plan. So I had unlimited calling and texting in Japan for 30 days. So I was one of the only people that had that. No one else did because the other friends on the trip used eSIMs and stuff like that. I had the international data plan. I was like, I'm just gonna use this because then I can text and call while in Japan to the U.S. I was like, it worked. It was really nice. It was very helpful too. So I'm glad I did that. That's what me and my family do when we go to another country. Is we get an international data plan. eSIM has its uses, right? Don't get me wrong, but I I prefer international data plans. I think it's just easier. um, so yeah, he lays into me, and then I explain to them like, hey, this is why I wasn't able to pick up the phone. My phone's on ultra power saving mode. I can only have 8 apps at a time. Snapchat and Discord were on, and I was just too busy to get my stuff to remember to switch it. I'm sorry. And then they lay into me. They're like, oh, well, I told you I have a power bank. I don't know why you put it on ultra power saving mode. Like, there's no reason to. I have a power bank. Here's the funny thing. I don't know why my friend's saying that to me when the entire time I'm nowhere near them, so I can't use their battery pack. Like, this is gonna be a recurring thing. And I was like, oh, and then like my friend was like, oh, you need to turn off ultra power saving mode. Turn it off. I have a battery pack. Turn it off. Oh, and he like they were distraught. They told me why. So when they got their bag from the carousel, immigration officers came in to make sure it was legal or something. And then when they went through immigration, 4 immigration officers came in because apparently my friend had filled out the form incorrectly, and they were trying to figure out if this person was a U.S. citizen or something like that. So this man had been held back for like an hour. They were just not having a good time, and I was like, oh, okay. So while they were angry, and then they commanded me to turn off ultra power saving mode, 1, I did not turn off ultra power saving mode, and 2, I directed them to the Japan Rail Pass counter. They were very livid though, and after that we got our Suica card. So I got my Suica card, and it's basically a card where you put money in, so that way you go through the train terminals, you just scan it to pay for the fare, the train fare. So that's good. So we get that. We got on the bullet train, and we head to Kyoto. We finally get there very late. By the way, it was very late. I'm tired. Meet up with everyone that's already there because, like I stated in my previous streams about how this Japan trip went, 2 of the people in the group went to Japan a week earlier than me and my buddy. And then two of the other 2, because there were 6 people in total, 2 people went to Japan a week earlier than me and my buddy. 2 people went to South Korea first, and then went to Japan. So it was already like a weird schedule. So there are 6 people in us, and I'm with my buddy, and for the intents and purposes, I need a label. I'm gonna say R. The buddy I was with will be denoted as R. So R. So that was the buddy I was with. So we get to the hotel, we get our bearings, we sleep in, and finally we start our trip to Japan. So I will now go through the trip. All right. Let's just go over the general details. because there's just so much to talk about. To my Instagram, because that's the best way I can keep up with it. Let's see. What was day 1? Oh yeah, no. Day 1 was denoted that I finally make it to Japan. All right. Day 2. That's right. So day 2, me are P and N. P and N start going around Kyoto. So I'm denoting people now. So the other 5 people will be denoted as R, P, N, M, and J. So just letters. Yeah, let's see here. Yep. All right, so this is it. So yeah, this is it. So I'm going through my Instagram post because I don't remember everything that happened, and there's a reason for that. All right, so we go explore around Kyoto, and we're going through temples and shrines. We actually go to the Arashiyama bamboo grove. So we go there. It's really beautiful. I love it. We go to the kimono forest, which is basically just a pathway, and there's like pillars on the sides of the pathway with kimono fabric. So we do that. We originally were gonna go to the Sagano romantic train ride, but it was sold out, I believe, for us at the time we wanted to go. That same day, we were going to go to the Hozugawa boat ride, which is like basically you go on a river, and for 2 hours you get to take in natural sights. Unfortunately, due to weather conditions, it was canceled, so we didn't even do that. And R was telling me that it's like, if it literally, so far the vacation was everything that could go wrong did go wrong, and I was like, kind of expected it, to be honest. I was like, because the way we planned it was so mid-maxed, in my personal opinion. It was like, we're gonna do this, this, and this, and there was like no room, or there was literally no room for like, what if something goes wrong? So I personally was like, something's gonna go wrong, and I was right, because me and R, like, our flight got delayed, and because of that, my buddy R was like, oh man, I hate Air Canada because they're just not on time. Mind you, I'm pretty sure this was R's first time on Air Canada. This was my first time in Air Canada too, and it's like, oh, they weren't on time, and I'm like, stuff like this happens. Mind you, this is R's first time on an international flight, so I'm gonna be lenient with the dude. Like, you're fine. Like, if you're feeling like this, oh wow, first time, because like it's natural. Like, stuff like that happens. So we continue going through Kyoto City. We go to some nice temples and shrines, and then me and R end the night with M and J, and we go to Coco's Curry House, and it was nice. I had some good food. So that was day 2 of Japan, because day 1 is I get there. So day 2, that was good. Day 3 was the day out. One of the things I was looking forward to, which is the Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine. So, ooh, excuse me. So that's what we did. So let's see. Oh, there was other stuff I did that day. I wonder what else I did. Oh, I have photos. I have photos. So, like I said, I'm just doing a general overview of this vacation. So, wow, I took so much pictures. I need to upload these on Facebook. Okay, so that was Chichibu, which I have a fun story for that. Ooh, yeah, this is really nice. Oh, okay, yeah. I took a lot of pictures at the Fushimi Inari Shrine. It's a big place. It's very big, and I traveled around it, like with M. It was me and M. So we were traveling around it. Let's see. And so, unfortunately, because of how we planned it out, I was not able to fully look at everything in the Fushimi Inari Shrine. I went through most of it. I wasn't able to do all of it. I really the planning for this was heavily overestimated. The planning for this trip was overestimated, and it's because like the Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine is like a all day thing. Like me and M, because of what we planned that day, because of what the general consensus planned that day, me and M only had like about 2 hours to like fully fully explore Fushimi Inari Shrine. Did we only stay there for 2 hours? No, we stayed there for like about almost 3. And I was like, yeah, this is a whole day thing. Because we were going to meet up for lunch. So, you can see my expression starting to change because it's like, man, the planning sucked. So, for lunch, we ended up at a nice... so for lunch, everyone was there. So me, R, PN, M, and J. And we were trying to find a place to eat. And I was like, bro, there were 6 Americans. They're not gonna be able to place all of us. So I literally made a personal choice, and I was like, all right, guys, I'm just gonna go eat somewhere. I'll just see you later. Like I literally was like, I'm just gonna eat somewhere. You guys have fun. So, and P decided to join me. So me and P, we go to a place that had omu rice, and I was like, oh, it was really cool. While R, M, J, and N decided to go to this one fancy restaurant I don't remember the name of, for good reason. So, I have a story for this too. So, it's coming back to me. Oh no. So, the omu rice was really nice at the restaurant that me and P went to, and after that, we decided to meet up with the rest of the crew that were at eating food at this other restaurant. So we go in, we sit with the others, and we're eating food, and then R decides to talk about cultures, and then it got pretty bad. So, in this group of people, I will just say that R was the odd one out of the group, because in the group there is 1 white American, 2 Filipinos, 2 Vietnamese, and 1 Indian. So it was already an oddball group. So anyway, R decides to talk about white culture versus Asian culture. Oh my gosh. It opened up to a very heated debate. And this is afternoon. Like, this is not talk you have eating with your friends. Like, when you eat lunch with your friend, you usually, talk about how's the weather, or just like what you saw on the news, right? No, not with my buddy R. R starts talking about, like white culture and Asians culture, or like other cultures. And the aim for this was just like, oh, I just want to have an intellectual discussion about cultures. But it got pretty bad. It was some, like, the conversation that we had because of art was not suited for the place we were at. It was so bad that me, M, and P got involved. We were just like, okay, listen, like, we got involved into the debate, and it just got to the point where R became the loudest person in the restaurant. And in Japan, if you don't know, in some establishments, being the loudest person there makes you disliked by everyone in the restaurant. So we ended up having a very heated debate about cultures. And at the end of it, R was the only one talking extremely loudly. I was like, and before I knew it, I was like, oh, he's the only one that's loud and talking. Oh no. I felt embarrassed. Like, I was embarrassed. I was like, oh no. And so I was like, guys, we gotta leave. Like, it got to the point where I was like, guys, we need to leave now. We have overstayed our welcome. And Art was like, oh man, I was the loudest one. Why didn't you say anything? And I was like, sorry, that was before I knew it. You were just talking so loud. I lost it. Also, I got really into the debate because Art just decided to just talk about cultures. And it wasn't a conversation you have with buddies. This was a conversation you'd have late at night. It's one of those late night combos. But R did that for lunch, and it was not good. It was really not good. I didn't like it because we became the disdain for pretty much everyone in that restaurant. I'm pretty sure, because it got deathly quiet, and I was like, I just need to leave. Like, people were giving us the stink eye. I was like, we gotta leave. I'm embarrassed. I don't want to be here. I want to be miles away from this restaurant. So it sucked. It was a bad lunch. It was a good lunch for me and P, up until when R started bringing up the whole culture debate. It wasn't good. So after that whole thing, what else was there? We went to, what was it? Where did we go after that? I'm trying to remember. I think we just went back. Let's see. Yeah, no, that's what I remember from that, huh? Anyway, so that was what was it? Day 2? No, it was day 3 of Japan. We were still in Kyoto at this point in time. So that was the lunch. Then after that we left, and I think that's right. That's when I just went back to the hotel and just fell asleep. I was like, I need rest. So I slept. Apparently the others went to an otter cafe. Yeah, I think that's what happened. Next up, day 4. So day 4. This is the yeah, that's right. Day 4 was when we had to go from Kyoto to Tokyo, and from there we just stayed in Tokyo for the rest of the trip. So day 4 was when we went to the Yokohama Gundam base. So it was pretty cool. That day we went to Japan's Chinatown in Yokohama. I believe. Yes, I believe so. Yes. And then we went to this hedgehog cafe that P recommended. It was really nice. The staff there were high schoolers. They didn't speak English well, and I remember how, like, it happened. We entered, and we were just talking to the person, and they were trying their best to, like, understand us, and we were trying our best to talk to them. We paid for our entry, we got inside, and the person was trying to talk to us, but then what happened was a series of miscommunications and misunderstandings. We got in, we had paid our entry fee, I was wearing the time card that had the time when we were supposed to leave that cafe. So the Hedgehog Cafe had lizards, hedgehogs, weasels, and meerkats. And so I got there, and the person started talking, and then R started asking a question, and then I was asking a question, and then all three of us were just misunderstanding, and confused. R was trying to ask, where do we put our stuff? And then I was trying to ask, I think I was trying to ask the same thing. I don't remember. Oh my god. It was just, I felt so embarrassed. I was like, ugh. But then afterwards, after we got our bearings, we let the person do the spiel, saying, oh, over there is the meerkats in Japanese, of course. There's the weasels, we have hedgehogs, and then we have the geckos. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I got to hold hedgehogs in my hand. It was nice. I got to hold geckos in my hand. That was nice. I got to mess around with some weasels. I got to hang out with some meerkats. So overall, it was a decent experience. I would thank God I learned Japanese, like, enough to be able to talk and understand a couple things. Because during that whole escapade, one of the employees went up to me and talked to me specifically, because out of everyone in the group that went, I was the one that spoke the most Japanese. So at the Hedgehog Cafe, it was just me, R, P, and N. So M and J decided to go somewhere else. And the person was trying to talk to me about, like, your friends. I'm like, yes, my friends. They're like, they pay? And I'm like, yeah, they paid. Why? And then she was like, come with me. And I'm like, okay. So I go over there and I see M and J at the door of the Hedgehog Cafe. And then I'm like, okay, oh, I see. Where are you? What's going on? And they were just like, all right, we actually just wanted to hang out with you guys before going to the Gundam factory, but since you guys are in the Hedgehog Cafe, we're just gonna go to Chinatown. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm sorry. There was some miscommunication, I guess. I don't know. And so M and J decided to leave because I was gonna pay for them, but they just talked to me to let me know what's up. So they went to Chinatown and just hang out there before going to the Gundam factory in Yokohama. And I go back to hang out with the friends, R, P, and M. N, sorry. Ugh, excuse me. So afterwards, it was fun. We got to mess with some meerkats and stuff. At the end of it, we were leaving, and I was worried because one of the meerkats was like freaking out, and I was like, oh. So I go and talk to one of them, and I use Google Translate. I'm just like, oh, I'm worried for the meerkat. I tell them, and they're like, well, what's wrong? They're like, nanika? And I was like, wakaranai, demo, shinpai desu, or something like that. I was like, I don't understand, but I don't know, but I'm just worried. I was like, wakaranai, wakarimasen, sumimasen, and we just left. But yeah, we tried our best. The Hedgehog Cafe was pretty nice. Then we went to the Gundam factory. It was really nice. It was cool. I posted YouTube videos on it. I got to see the Gundam move, and it was really cool. And we got to go to the dock viewing. So if you didn't know, the current Gundam at the Yokohama Gundam base is set for decommission, like in April next year or something like that. And what was that? Oof, I'm tired. Anyway, so yeah, decommission sometime next year, and then we decided to go to the dock viewing. So entry to the Gundam factory is like 1,300 yen. So it's about like $10, give or take. And if you want to do the dock viewing, it bumps up the price. Like the ticket for the dock viewing is like 3,600 yen, which is roughly like $34. So the ticket total is like $48, $47 because it's like entry and then the dock viewing at this specified time. So we get to the dock viewing, and I can tell you right now, the dock viewing is absolute garbage. I mean, if you're interested for the behind scenes look of the Gundam moving, then I'd say it's worth it. But if you want to see it up close, the Gundam, you have a better view of it in front of the stage than in the dock. So, because if you look in the YouTube video I have, you'll see the dock. You only see the side of the Gundam. And when the Gundam is fully on the stage, you see the back of it. You don't see the side or the front. Like, all you see is the back of it and the hydraulics that make the Gundam move. You don't actually see the Gundam, like, up. Like, the Gundam's up close, but you don't really get to see the whole thing because you're blocked by steel beams, and it's farther out than, like, say you're here, right? The Gundam starts here, then moves out here. You're here, by the way. So you can't see the front of the Gundam. You only see the side and the behind of it. And, like, we're all just like, what is this? We paid $34 just to not be able to see anything. Like, and the way the dock viewing worked is, like, you would go up to the top floor where you see the Gundam head, which, by the way, was the worst way to start off, because when the Gundam show started, because there's a show every hour, when the Gundam show started, we were on the top floor, and the Gundam was moving, and then like, uh, there's a point where the Gundam just dips. It just kneels down to, like, second story. This is 4 stories, by the way. We're in the 4th story, like the 4th floor. The Gundam literally goes from the 4th floor to the 2nd floor, and we couldn't see anything. I was like, what is this view? And then when during the halftime intermission, we switch floors, so we go to the 3rd floor. Well, the people on the 3rd floor go to the 4th floor. So yeah, people were designated which floor to go on. So it was better on the 3rd floor, but we still didn't get to see much. But it was much better when you just look at it from afar. And I mean, if you really wanted to see the hydraulics and see how the Gundam move up close, I mean, I guess you could do it, but the dock does not do it justice. It does not. It is a waste of money if you want to see the full figure move. Do not get the dock view. But if you're interested in the mechanics of how it moves, I'll totally buy the dock view. So we saw the show, and then afterwards we went to the museum. I went to the Gundam Factory shop, and I got Kaicho. I think I got Kaicho the most expensive Gundam, because Kaicho loves Gundams, and I got Kaicho, like, the most expensive Gundam there. So it is a 1/8 scale. It was a chonker. And mind you, I had only come with a personal item and a carry-on, so a backpack and a carry-on. I was like, I don't know what to do. So I called Jay through Snapchat, and I'm like, hey, Jay, they won't ship these, will they? And Jay was like, yeah, they won't. And I saw the sign in the Gundam store that said, we will not ship these to your specified country. And I'm like, oh, fudge. And they also said it is 1 purchase per day. So if you buy something, you can't buy anything else until the next day. And I'm like, oh my god, we're only here for today. I'll just get this Gundam. So I bought the Gundam. And I was like, I don't know how I'm going to deal with this. I don't have a checked bag. So, I was calling M about that. Well, I was talking to Jay about that. And then I remember I ended up talking to R. And R was like, I don't know, how am I going to do this? And R was like, just don't be an idiot and buy it. And I'm like, what the fudge? So, mind you, I'm in the Gundam store. No one's with me. Everyone else is outside. They're doing something. And so finally, I bought the Gundam, and I just walk around the Gundam base, and I meet up with everyone. And then R was like, I'm sorry if that came out. It was like, yeah, it did come out. You didn't explain. It didn't make any sense. R explained, like, you can buy a bag at Don Quixote, which is a department store in Japan, and you can just get a bag there. You can get, like, a travel bag. I'm like, okay, cool. Thanks for explaining to me then. So we do that, and then we plan to do that. But anyway, I have the Gundam, and I think that wraps up day 4. I think that was day 4. Let's see. That was day 4? Yeah. That was day 4. So, like, before we head back, there was a Gundam museum next to the Gundam Factory, store. So, in the Gundam Factory Museum, you get to see how the Gundams are made, like, in AI technology, and you get to play around with an interface that lets you manipulate the Gundam. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. It was like, so it was really cool. So that was day 4. Oh no, that wasn't the end of day 4. So after the Gundam base, P, M, and J, we end up going to animate in Akihabara. So I got to see a lot of anime merch, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Saw some anime games, some anime Blu-rays and stuff like that, so that was pretty cool. So, yeah. And then that was the end of day 4. Alright, so that was day 4. Let's see day 5. Let's see. What was day 5? Oh, day 5 was Tokyo Team Lab Planet and the Ghibli Museum. Yeah, so day 5. This was a bit of a scary thing. So in the planning phase, Me and P were planning to check out the Ghibli Museum near the end of the trip, but R wanted to join in on the Ghibli Museum, so we had to like move it around. We're like, okay, let's try this. So we ended up having to do the Ghibli Museum on top of the Tokyo Team Labs Planet on the same day. Here's the thing that got complicated. To get the Ghibli Museum tickets, you have to buy them a month in advance. And so many people try to buy them that the website crashes. So I remember I was there, I was in the queue, I was waiting, and it was my time to buy the tickets. And, excuse me, during, like, I was trying to buy the tickets, but, like, the website kept kicking me out of the ticket choosing site, page, and then eventually it kicked me out of the queue. And I was like, oh no! And so R managed to luckily get the tickets for all 6 of us. Originally, we planned to go to the Ghibli Museum at 3 p.m. That was the plan. So, yeah, we got the tickets. That should be fine. This was before we went to Japan. So the day for the Ghibli Museum came, and we were at Tokyo Team Labs Planet. So we're in line to get in, and for Tokyo Team Labs Planet, and we were going over the tickets and stuff for today's events, and it turns out R bought the wrong time slot for the Ghibli Museum tickets. In R's defense, R had to deal with a crashing website, so I'm not even gonna like fault R for it. I mean, it is his, it is R's fault, but R did the best he could, and that's all I could ask for the Ghibli Museum. And I had to explain it to P because Tokyo Team Labs Planet was one of the things that P wanted to see really bad, and P was devastated to hear that R had bought the Ghibli Museum tickets for 2 p.m. instead of 3 p.m. We're at Tokyo Team Labs Planet at 12. This is 12 p.m. and we only have 2 hours. More specifically, we only have an hour and a half to enjoy Tokyo Team Labs Planet. So P was distraught. Like, they were like, oh, I said 3 p.m. And then R was like, oh no, I'm so sorry. And then I had to defend R. I was like, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. So when me and R were buying the Ghibli Museum tickets, it was really hard to buy them because the website kept crashing. So it's basically not R's fault. Like, I can't get angry at R because if R had not got those tickets, we probably never would have been able to go to the Ghibli Museum like we wanted to, because that was one of the other things that P wanted to go to as well. And we're like, oh, we couldn't go. Like, if R didn't buy the tickets then, we couldn't go. So R did their best. So I'm not going to be angry for it. They did their best. And they accidentally got the 2 p.m. time slot. It's fine. Like, we just have to work with that, unfortunately. And I remember that's just how it was. And so we move on in line in the Tokyo Team Labs Planet building, and we get to the gate. So the way it happened, the way we went in the gate was, I believe it was MJ, then P, R, N, and then me. I was last. I was trying to get my ticket, because the ticket is a QR code, and me and P bought our tickets ahead of time. So M and J get inside, and P scans their ticket, and P and N, they are together. They have the same ticket. So when P scans it, P goes through it, and then N has to go after P. However, it didn't work out that way. So P scanned their ticket, right? Then R scanned their ticket and went through the gate. Now, what happened here? Basically, by R scanning their ticket before N went through the gate, P's ticket got nullified. So P scans on the terminal, goes through it, N's supposed to go right after it, right after P. But R went instead and scanned their ticket, which nullified P's ticket, which means N can't go through the gate. And so we go through it, and then like R's like, what's going on? What's wrong? Because P is like, what the freak just happened? N can't get through the gate, and like N and me were just like, what the fudge just happened? So basically, R screwed it up without knowing it, because R was behind P, and I was just like, dude. I was like, dude. I mean, to be fair, R didn't know any better, so it's whatever. But because of that, me, P, and N had to be held back for the next group, because everyone goes in a group. Me and the gang, we were just supposed to be in the same group, but because of what R did, we were separated. So P and N had to be moved to the side to get things going. I go up, my QR code is not working, and I'm like, oh shoot. So I'm just at the terminal. I'm like, I can get the other ticket. Just give me a second. And so the staff told me to move to the side as well. So I go to the side, and me, P, and N are trying to figure out our whole QR code ticket fiasco. Apparently, because my phone is on ultra power saving mode, the QR code had a black background, and the terminal has a hard time reading QR codes on a black background. So I had to turn off ultra power saving mode so there would be a white background for the QR code. So that way the terminal could read the QR code. Now, while I was doing that, R, in their infinite wisdom, went up to me and said, why can't you get through? And I was like, because there's something wrong with the ticket. And then R was like, oh no, you just scan the ticket and just come over here. I'm like, there's something wrong with the ticket. And then R just keeps incessantly saying, you just need to scan it and go. And I'm like, there's something wrong with the ticket, R. Oh my goodness. And then R's like, whatever, and then just moves. And I'm like, what the fudge, dude? I'm trying to figure out my ticket. You're not helping. And so, finally get it worked. Me, P, and N end up being on a separate group. So we're in a separate group, and we're just waiting, just waiting for the tutorial to stop, and then we go in. So finally, all of the groups inside, but we're separated. We're just separated, and we're on a time crunch, so I just go for it. I'm like, whatever, I am just going, getting in, learning that the Ghibli Museum tickets was bought at the wrong time. Well, bought for the wrong time was annoying enough. The whole gate situation at Tokyo Team Let's Planet was annoying enough. So, alright, I'm just going to go at my own pace. I'm just going to enjoy Tokyo Team Let's Planets, which I did. It was beautiful. They basically it was, it's a exhibit where you experience the art. So, literally, there were points where you had to roll up your pants because you would be stepping in water. It was surreal. We were in a planetarium that had a bunch of flowers too, so it was really cool. There was a little there was a beanbag room. It was crazy. There was there was a ball pit room. It was really cool. It was fun. And apparently you you loop twice. So if you go the first time, you go through the water gardens. You go through the water exhibit, and then the second time you go to the garden exhibit. So we go through I go through the the water exhibit. It was so beautiful. I enjoyed it. And then finally I catch up with everyone else, and we end up going to the garden exhibit. I go to the garden exhibit, but there's a line, and it's already 1:25. R catches up and then tells me and P, hey, so I catch up with everyone. I go to the garden, and me and P are together in line, while R, N, J, and M are separated from us. And so R comes up to us in our spot in line and says we have to leave because if we don't go now, we'll be late to the Ghibli Museum. And unfortunately, we had to leave there. We could not experience all of Tokyo Team Lab Planet. And it was just really disappointing. This is what P really wanted to do. And we just couldn't do all of it because it was just not planned well. We didn't plan well. So, after that, we go to the Ghibli Museum. And then it was just really beautiful. So we get in. There was no pictures. But apparently people were taking pictures. But there was exhibits for all the Studio Ghibli movies. Howl's Moving Castle. Kiki's Delivery Service. Princess Mononoke. My Neighbor Totoro, They even had a film that is specific only to the Ghibli Museum. It is a non-speaking film called, it's like Tamago Hime and the Bread Prince, I think it is. It's called. I don't. You don't at me. You can fact check me, but it is a film that is only at the Ghibli Museum. It is a 20-minute film, and it is a film you can only see at the Ghibli Museum. So it was pretty dope. It was awesome. I was like, hey, that's pretty cool. I got to interact with a water spout. People were recording it. It's like, it's a water spout that had the Ghibli insignia. Like, oh, that's cool. And it works too. And there was a pail. Like, people could interact with a water spout. And I was chuckling about that. I was like, wow. When you're so advanced that a water spout is an attraction. Because when I saw that water spout, I have experience, because in my family home in the Philippines, to get water we had to use a water spout, and I would operate it. Like, I've used water spouts before for a living, so it's like, oh, okay, I'll try it out. So it was funny. They had some nice meals, nice food there. Got some nice pictures and stuff. Got to see the movie, and after that, that was pretty much it for that day. I believe it's either that or we went to Diver City. So let me see. Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. So yeah, after the Ghibli Museum, we went to Diver City, and that is a place near. Yeah, it's Diver City. I think it's in Tokyo. Yeah, it is in Tokyo. Yeah. It's where the Unicorn Gundam is. So Diver City is really cool. It's also where the Round One is, and yeah. So we got to experience the show for the Unicorn Gundam, and on top of that, we got some tasty food at Diver City. Got to see, I think it was like, what was this place called? Fuji Television. Yeah, we got to see the Fuji Television building. Let's see, what else was there? And yeah, that was day 5, I believe. I believe that was day 5. So moving on to, oh, hold on, I gotta, right, hold on, right? This is day 5, right? Yeah, it was day 5. All right, now moving on to day 6. So day 6 is when I finally catch up with my Japanese friend T. I'm just using letters. So, I have a Japanese friend named, denoted by T, but I met them in university. They were an exchange student from Japan, but because of COVID in 2020, they had to go back to Japan early, and I really wanted to see them again, which I was able to after 3 years. It was a really nice reunion with them. So, that same day, it was M and J's last day with the group. Like, it was their last day in Japan, so M and J are ready to depart. So M and J decide to go to a shrine, and me and P decide to join them. R and N just do their own thing. So we go to this shrine. We aren't able to go inside because, like, time crunch. A, M and J have to go to a flight, and then B, they wanted to meet up with T. So I remember I got a Uber taxi, because there is Uber in Japan. It's like for taxis, and it's very cheap. And the tipping system is unique. It's like 100 yen, 200 yen, and 300 yen. So there is a tipping system in Japan, so which is really funny. But on the Uber app, by the way. So we weren't able to go to the shrine that M and J wanted to go. So me, P, M, and J get in an Uber taxi, and we go to the place where we apparently agreed to meet up with T. This was all coordinated by R, so we really didn't say much. R took care of the coordination of meetup with T and everyone else. So we meet up with T. T's boyfriend and T's friend E. I'm gonna say E because I haven't used E yet. So we catch up with T, and like it was beautiful. And I remember like the reservation that R had made only had enough people. R. So at the meetup place, it was like a yakisoba, like cooking place. R made a reservation for, let me see, 3 plus 4, 7 people. Only 7 people. So that's the reservation that R made. Now, M was like, how many people did you put on the reservation? Because we didn't have a say in it. And R said 7 people. And then M was like, but R, what the heck? we want to see T too. And R was like, wait, you did? And M was like, yeah. And R was like, I thought you didn't want to. And M was like, I never said I didn't want to. I said I possibly could. And then, like, R was like, oh, well, yeah. Like, so basically R made the reservation without taking into account that M and J wanted to see them. It was, in turn, just miscommunication. But nonetheless, M was like, what the heck, R? Like, I want to see T. Why? So they changed the reservation so that way all 9 of us could meet up. It was a really nice reunion. After we ate at the yakisoba place, we just started talking, like just catching up and stuff. And then they decided to bring us to this really nice sweets place in Shibuya. And so we go to the sweets place. Unfortunately, we can't all pile in together, so they separated us. So it was just T, their boyfriend, and E at one table, and me, R, P, and N at seated looking out over Shibuya. It's a beautiful view. And we got some nice sweets. For me, it was really nice, but unfortunately, that didn't last long. And the reason why it didn't last long was because R started talking about my spending problem in public to P. And I was offended. I should have said something. I really should have, but I was just like, wait, what? I was in shock. 1, I was in shock. And 2, I really didn't want to stir up trouble. Call it laziness, you can call it whatever you want, but I just really didn't want to cause a scene because 1, I wanted to enjoy the view, and then 2, T's there. Like, my Japanese friend I haven't seen for 3 years, I had a reunion with. Like, it was like, oh, it's a reunion with my Japanese friend. It was soiled. I'm glad that they were separated from us, so that way, hopefully they didn't hear R talk about my spending problem. But yeah, no, R did something extremely rude and just started talking about my spending problem in public to P. Like, it was like the person put me on blast, and I was like, mind you, so here's the seating arrangement for us to look over Shibuya. I'm here, right? Then it's R, then it's P, and then it's N. So I'm sitting next to R as he shames me in public, talking about my spending problem. And yes, I have a spending problem. I just don't like talking about it because it's personal. It is it's if I feel comfortable saying it, I'll mention it, but I don't like talking about it. And so R decides to put me on blast and explain to P that I can't budget and, like, I have a spending problem in public and within earshot of T. And it's like, what the heck? So my view of, my sweet moment, like, that moment to enjoy the sweet was soiled because of what R was doing. And it got to the point where R actually looked at me and said, do you deny it? And I'm like, I don't. And then R just kept going at it. I should have said something. So you can point it out. I should have said something, but what R did was very rude. So I was like, oh my gosh. I was embarrassed, and I kid you not, I was like... So, luckily, it ended okay, I guess. Because we finished our meal, I had one last video with tea, and then we just went our separate ways. The suite was good though. It's just the experience was immediately soiled because R started shaving me in public. So I was like, all right. Then afterwards, oh yeah, that's right. Me upon between the sweets and the food, I actually managed to get a picture of the Hachiko statue, the Shiba statue in Shibuya. So that was nice. Then me and P and N, we just decided to just go to the Nintendo shop in Shibuya, like the Pokemon Center shop. Like we went there. It was really cool. Like, wow, the stuff they had there. I actually got some souvenirs from there for Jay Akari and like my other best friend. But yeah, so I enjoyed it. It was really nice. We got some nice food. Well, I got some nice food. And then after that, we went back, and that was it. Like, so yeah, the Pokemon Center store. There was a Nintendo store. There was a Capcom store. There was a Token Rambu store. I believe there was a Maid Cafe. But yeah, the Pokemon store was filled. So was the Nintendo store. But overall, it was a good experience. Like that Pokemon Center, the Shibuya Pokemon Center, because I had the Nintendo shop and all that stuff. So it was nice. Got to see some cool stuff. I took a lot of pictures. I'll be posting on my Facebook soon. Alright, so that was day 6. So day 7, I believe, what was this? What's this one? Day 7. What was day 7? Was this when we... this is... yes. This is the doozy. This is the doozy. Okay. Whew, boy. I'm gonna have fun talking about this one. So, day 7 of the Japan trip. Let's see. Yeah. So, R had talked about an antique market. It's the Oedo Antique Market, which only happens on like the second and last Sunday of the month. And luckily, that Sunday was the second Sunday of the month. It was December something. Oh no, it was the first Sunday. Whoops! It was the first and third Sunday of the month. That's when the Oedo Antique Market happens. I actually got some. Oh, freak. I had some souvenirs from it. I don't know where I put them. I guess I lost. I actually just realized, I was like, oh yeah, I have some souvenirs. I don't know where they went. Like, I actually got some souvenirs from the Oedo Antique Market, and now that I think about it, I didn't see it when I unpacked everything. Oops. Guess I lost. Freak. I spent like probably $15. Oh, well, it's $15 I'm not gonna get. There were some good antiques too. Bro, what the freak did I do? Anyway, I don't know. How did I lose that? Oh my god. I just realized I'm missing souvenirs. Anyway, mind you, it was actually, I can think of a reason how I lost it, but that's besides the point. So, the Oedo Antique Market was really nice. It was basically just like, yeah, like verbatim was an antique market. There was a lot of things being sold that were really nice. And yeah, it was really cool. So at this point in time, M and J had left. They are no longer in Japan. They left after having yakisoba with tea. And it was before we went to the Hachiko statue. They had to leave. So it's now just 4 of us. Me, R, P, and N. So, N as in no. Anyway, so we are at the Oedo Antique Market. N isn't with us. N is just sleeping in. R, me, and P decide to go to the Oedo Antique Market. We check it out. It's really cool. We enjoy it, and then we go to, I believe, Ginza 9? Or is it Ginza 6? I think we go to Ginza 6. And like we're just there. We check out the Hello Kitty store, which apparently is there. And it was just me and P. I don't know where R went. I don't remember what R did. So yeah, me and P we go to the Hello Kitty market, and I just accompany P because I'm like, I'm just chilling. I want to check the stuff out. Um, I think it is Ginza 9. Yeah. So we check out the stores. We go to a bookstore that P wanted to go to. I wonder if I got the picture of it. Do 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 do. It's Sutaya Books. That's right. This is the bookstore that it's in Ginza 9. It was in Ginza 9. So we go to Sutaya Books, and next to the bookstore was a nice gelato place where I had that. So we had some of that. We had some books. We go to the hotel, drop off the stuff we got from the Hello Kitty store, the Oedo Antique Market, and Sutaya Books. And after that, we go to the train station. So, what is it? Yeah, so we go to the train station and we get limited express passes. So, that night we were going to go to Chichibu to see the Chichibu Lantern Festival. Now, this one definitely was not planned well. So the reason why I say that was because it was 2 hours to the festival. We were only able to stay there for an hour and 30 minutes, and then it was a 3 hour train ride back. And the train situation was bad. So this is, by the way, in the same day. This is day 7. This is after having the gelato and checking out Sutaya Books with P. So we go to the train station and we learn that we need to get a limited express train tickets, which I helped figure out for the group. So I got everyone their train tickets, and we get on the train and we end up in Chichibu. Upon arrival at Chichibu, we realize very quickly that there is no tickets for the return trip back to Tokyo. So when you buy the Limited Express, it's a one-way trip. There is no other way back. It's just one-way trip. Oh, I was like, oh no, like it's all sold out, and I'm like, oh my god, what do we do? So I'm stressed out now because one, we don't have a way back, and two, I'm like, what do we do? So I'm like stressing out. So me, P, N, and R were just kind of like, what the freak do we do? And then the general consensus was like, let's just enjoy what we can at this festival and then come back here around 8:30. So we get there at 7, I believe. Yeah, 7. And we only have an hour and 30 minutes to enjoy the festival because we have to figure out a way back to the train. So that was the general consensus because like just an hour and 30, so like we meet up back up at 8:30. And the reason why we just said that was while we managed to find a route somehow, and it is not Limited Express, it is the regular express trains, and it's a 3-hour ride back. So the events played out as is. We get the Limited Express tickets, get on the Limited Express, we get to Chichibu, realize that there is no tickets to get back to Tokyo, and we freak out, and after like 10 minutes we realize, okay, we have to get on this train by 8:30, and or else like we're screwed, like there's no way back to Tokyo. So yeah, hour and 30 minutes. I try my best to enjoy it, but I was stressed. Like I wasn't really enjoying as much. I mean, I got to see some awesome fireworks, but I can tell you, like right now, I was stressed out. I wasn't enjoying it. I was not enjoying it as much as I should have. Excuse me. So I had managed to get some street food, and then finally 8:30 rolls around. It's the hour and a half mark. So I get there, and there is so many people at the Chichibu train station. So many people that even using my pocket Wi-Fi and my data, I couldn't get signal, like internet signal. I couldn't use Google Maps. Like, it was bad. Like, I don't know how we can do this. So, like, we're kind of like chickens with our head cut off. So, we're trying to meet up with everyone. We eventually meet up, but then we get separated. So we meet up, and we meet up. We go to the train station, and there were so many people that we couldn't see each other, but we were basically nearby to each other. So we all regroup, and then we're like, oh, we have to go through the train station. And then as I go forward, I realize, I realize I don't have any money on my Suica, and I was like, oh shoot. So I say, okay, I'm sorry, I have to go refill the card. And then R was like, oh, seriously? I'm like, sorry, I guess this just happened. Oh, I'm sorry. So I get in line to recharge my card, and then P comes up and says, hey, Godfrey, you can refill your card over here at the info desk. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, thank you. Because there's no one at the info desk. So I go to the info desk, and I refill my card, and finally my card's refilled. I bust, me and P, we haul it to the train station, only to miss the train. Alright, so this is where it gets really spicy. So, like I said, it was just me, P, N, and R. So so the events is, we meet up at the train station, we finally regroup. I realize I need to refill my Suica card to get in the train station. So I refill my Suica card. I separate from the group to refill my Suica card. P joins me to help me go to the info desk to refill my train card. Then me and P go to the train station, because while me and P were refilling my card, N and R went to the train station. So, which then leads to me and P going to the train station and realizing that that we missed the train. So, as me and P arrive at the train station, we see N, and we ask N, hey, did we miss the train? And N's like, yeah, you guys missed the train. And then I'm like, where's R? Where did R go? And then N was like, oh yeah, no, R went on the train and just left us. And I was like, wait, what? And I checked the messages, and R was basically telling us, like, you gotta make it to the train, you gotta push through it. And then R was basically saying, like, oh yeah, I managed to I shoved myself in the train. And I was like, okay. I was in disbelief. R basically abandoned me, P, and N in Chichibu to fend for ourselves. So I didn't like that. I felt betrayed. I was like, what? So, R just left us to fend for ourselves while R gets to go on the train back to Tokyo. Now, mind you, I said that it was the last train, and if we didn't get on that train, we were screwed. And I was like, oh, fudge. But, luckily, there was a solution. So, me, P, and N decide to go back to the train info desk, and we say, what do we do? We just missed the train. How do we get back to Tokyo? Is there any other way to back to Tokyo? And the train staff informed us, yes, there is. You basically have 3 chances. So if you take this train here at 9, then you should be able to get back to Tokyo. And I was like, oh, thank God. So we go on the train station, right? And we wait for the train. We managed to get on the train, and we managed to get our way back to the hotel. But I remember me and P were talking about it, and I'm like, this was not worth the trip. This was not worth 5 hours of transportation just for an hour and 30 minutes of a festival. We didn't even get to see the main parts. I didn't get to enjoy it. I was stressed out. And then I remember going back to the hotel room, and R is just lying in the bed, because I was rooming with R, and R was saying, like, oh yeah, like, no hard feelings for me leaving you guys behind at the train station, right? I was like, yeah, no, I understand why you did that. And then R did this one thing that, honestly, they should not have done. They were just like, oh yeah, also Godfred? Oh, I told you so. And I was like, what? And then R was like, yeah, no, I told you that not filling up your Suica card would cause issues. And I'm like, You're right. I kid you not, I was trying to stay calm. I was trying so hard to stay calm and keep a good straight face with R. Because, first off, R abandoned their friends at a train station to fend for themselves. And then I go back to the hotel room and R rubs salt in the wound by saying, "Oh, I told you so." And it's like, what the fudge? Bro, that ain't cool, man. And literally, I remember while me, P, and N were trying to figure out a way back to Tokyo, I remember R messaging in the group chat stating, like, "Hey, so, what's the game plan, Godfred?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" And R was like, "Yeah, no, I talked to the locals, and they said all the hotels are booked in Chichibu, so I don't know how you guys are going to handle things there." And I'm like, "Thanks, R." Thanks for abandoning your friends at a train station. I was like, man. And then that plus them just rubbing salt in the wound by saying, "Oh, I told you the sweet not filling your Suica card would cause issues." And I was like, this just was not planned properly. So yeah, that was the Chichibu incident. That was the Chichibu Lantern Festival for me. I was stressed out. I didn't get to enjoy it. I got some food, I guess, but when you have a friend that just abandons you at a train station, it's like you end the day on such a sour note, and then you're rooming with said friend, trying not to just blast, like, be angry or anything like that. So there was that. Okay, what happened the next day? Ah, yeah. So day 8. It's Tokyo Joypolis time at Diver City. So, we go to, me and P, and R, we go to, Tokyo Joypolis. And we just experience the indoor amazement that is Tokyo Joypolis. They do have, so T, my Japanese friend, had sent me a YouTube video of the restrooms in Tokyo Joypolis. In the male restroom, there are urinals with iPads on top, and basically on the urinal there's a target, and there is a motion sensor, and basically hanging from the top of the urinal. So basically, when you pee, try to aim your pee at the target to fill up the cans in the iPad. Like, it's like basically like, how much pee can you produce? Can you fill this many cans? So there's a peeing minigame in the restroom, which I thought was great. There was a pirate minigame where you try to get the most shots, and I won. And then there was a flipping, there was a co-op sledding minigame that I did with R, and it was just trying to, like, you basically loop around in place. It's like one of those, like, driving games, but, like, you get to experience, like, sledding on a tube, and, like, you have to, if you turn in sync, you end up spinning, like, you end up doing a super spin or whatever, and, like, your little, like, capsule, like, spins. It's insane. It's crazy. I was like, oh, that's wild. I love it. There was the wild flying, there was the wild river, and then there's the wild jungle. And they all coincided. So if you did the wild plane, or wild wing, if you did the wild wing, you'd see so the wild wing, the wild jungle, and the wild river are 3 attractions. They're separate attractions, but they're interconnected. So if you do wild wing, you will see parts of wild river and wild jungle, and same thing with wild jungle, you see parts of wild wing and wild river, and then wild river you see parts of wild jungle and wild wing. And all the rides, happen at the same time, but in the same timeline, but depending on which one you go on, you see different point of views. So it's really cool. So there was that. there was a what was it? There was a tracking game where you were given a tracker and you have to scan these emblems, but it's in Japanese, and we're like, nah, nah, no, no, our Japanese ain't good. Like, I can't read Japanese. I just focused on speaking it. So, yeah, so, yeah, so Tokyo Joy Palace was fun. I did a lot of mini games there. Um, so there was that. After that, yeah, so after that, yeah, that was basically a Tokyo Joypolis day, to be honest. And then that was day 8. Um, then let's see, day 9 was Hakone. Oh, day 9 was Hakone. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh. Alright, day 9 was Hakone. Okay, so Hakone is a really beautiful, naturey place. So you get there, we got there through train, and we got the Hakone 2-day pass. They also had the 3-day pass, but the 2-day pass is where it's at, so that way you can see everything. You buy the pass, and which then the pass pays for buses, the ropeways, and the boat. So when we got there, so on the day 9, which was the Hakone trip, R had planned this one, and we were pretty exhausted. I was personally, and me and P and N decided to sleep in. R decided to just go there early, and we're fine with that, whatever. So R goes early, me, P, and N go later. So me, P, and N, we go to Hakone, and it's beautiful. We get our 2-day passes, and we then just walk around. We go to the Torii Gates that's at Lake Asi, and we go on the boat that goes back and forth across the lake, so you see like the beauty of the lake and the mountains and trees. And then afterwards, like after the boat ride, so like the boat ride takes us to our hotel at that night, and so we get to the hotel, but we want to see the open air museum. So N decides to go to the hotel, and me and P decide to take the rope car, because basically the way they have it is when you get your 2-day pass, you take a bus to the boat port for Lake Ashi, and then you take the boat to the hotel, and at the hotel, like next to the hotel, is the ropeway, which takes you across Hakone, and then you have to take a bus back to the hotel. Or you can take the rope cars back to the hotel, but yeah, so we get across Lake Ashi, we get to the hotel, and N goes to the hotel. And then me and P decide to take the rope cars. So we go on the rope cars, and it's starting to get dangerously late. And on that day specifically, which is day 7, that was... Day 7 was a Sunday, right? Yeah, day 7, day 9. This is day 9. Yeah, this was like, I believe, Tuesday. I think this was a Tuesday. Apparently that day, the rope cars closed at 4:55, so that's when the sun sets in Japan. The sun sets really early because it's winter, and it sets at 4:55 p.m. And the ropeways close at like 4:35 or something like that, I believe. So we get on the rope cars, and when we get off the rope car, like at the very end, the rope cars were done because it was 5. And it's like, oh, we can no longer use the rope cars to get back to the hotel. We have to use the bus system. So we get on another train, and we end up getting off and excuse me, we end up getting off a stop early. So after the rope cars, we have to go on these trains, and then after and these trains were built to go down at a 45-degree angle, which is crazy. But we had to go get off at a certain station, but we ended up getting off the station early. And then we just ended up just walking around Hakone in darkness, me and P. Alright, so finally me and P make it to the open air museum. It's closed. Because the open air museum closes at 5. It's like 5:30. It's like 5:30 or something like that. And, oh wait, no. I think the ropeway closed at 4:35. Yeah. Because it took us about 20 minutes to get to the open air museum, and at that point it was 4:58, and the open air museum closes at 5. So the open air museum's closed, and we're like, alright, it's time to try and find a bus stop to get to, so that way we can take it back to the hotel. Okay, here's the problem. We got lost. Me and P get lost in Hakone. So we get to the open air museum just fine, but getting back to the hotel was bad. So we have the map that the tour guy had given us before we embarked on our journey in Hakone, where we bought our 2-day passes. So we follow the map, and we are at a bus stop. And a bus pulls up, and we go on it, and we show our Hakone day pass. And the bus driver says no. And I'm like, wait, what? He's like, no, wrong bus. So we get off the bus, drives off, and we're like, I thought this is the right bus stop. And then we go to another bus. Another bus pulls up, and we try to get on. It says, no, wrong bus. Next one. And I'm like, okay. This point, I'm worrying. Like, I'm looking at the map, and I'm like, I think we're in the right spot. And then R hits us up and says, hey, you think you guys are good? I scheduled this the dinner at the resort, because it was not just a hotel, it was a ryokan, it was a resort. And R was saying that they had scheduled a dinner at 7 for all of us, 7:15. And I'm like, oh, I think we're okay. I mean, like, I have the map. I think we'll be fine. Like, I felt pretty confident. Like, it was just 2 buses. Like, okay, there's different bus systems going through to and fro. We're fine. 3rd bus comes, and we try to get on. They said no. And this point, I'm like, oh, I think we are in trouble. So now, after the 3rd bus, we're like, we're probably at the wrong bus stop. So we go to another bus stop down the way. And it happened again. We tried to get on the bus. They said no, other. And so we go to the other side, because there's like we were at a bus stop where there was one on one side, and then there was another on the other side of the street. So we go to the other side of the street. A bus pulls up. We try to get on. They tell us no. We get off the bus. At this point, P is starting to freak out. They are just like, we need to get on a bus. We need to get back to the hotel. They are losing composure. And I'm like, uh-oh. I'm staying calm. I'm like, okay, this sucks, but, like, we just gotta stay calm and try to get through this. So, literally, we were being denied access to these buses, and I understand why, because those buses did not support the Hakone pass. It got to the point where P was saying, I don't care if I have to pay. I don't care if I have to pay. I just want to get back to the hotel. Like, P was freaking out. Like, P was losing composure. So finally, after trial and error, we get on the right bus. Finally. So we're on the bus, and on the way back to the hotel, R hits me up and says, where are you guys? And it's like, mind you, like, at this point, we were lost. And it's like 7. Like, it's like 6:57 around that time. And we have a dinner at 7:15, so I'm like stressing. Well, I'm not stressing. It's just like, I think we can make it. And then R was like, where are you guys? And I'm like, I think we got lost. And then R berates me. And R is like, I told you guys, this is why I offered to help. And I'm like, oh, sorry, I thought we knew where we were doing. I had the map and everything. Like, we were trying to figure stuff out, you know? And so, R does something that is extremely rude and is not okay to do to your friends that are lost. Um, R then messages me and then says, "Hey, Godfred, I'm not gonna be angry, but if you guys are not here on time, me and N are just gonna eat without you guys." And I was, I saw that statement and I was infuriated. I was angry. I was in a bus and I was seething. I was sitting down, seething. I was like, no, 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 no. And etiquette is like you don't talk on the bus. Don't use a cell phone on the bus. So I didn't. It is like 7:10 or what? 7:05. I don't know. 7:05, 7:10. Um, and we get to the hotel. I get out of that bus with P, and I tell P, "Hey, I need you to step aside." And P's like, "Oh, the hotel's this way." I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, just give me a moment." I call R through Discord. I call them directly. And R just picks up the phone and says, "What?" And I lay into them. I start swearing at them and everything. And I'm like, "You do not say this to your friends who are lost in Japan. Your friends are lost, and you're saying this malarkey about how you're just gonna eat without us. You're leaving us behind. Me and P were lost. What you did was wrong, and it is rude. How dare you?" I'm saying things elegantly. I said things way worse. Like, I said things like, I was angry. I was angry with R. Like, and I was like, "Okay, you know what? Okay, you know what? I'm sorry. You're right, you're right." I'm like, "Dang right, I'm right. You do not do that." I hang up on it. R. R calls me back. I'm like, "What?" R's like, "Do you need me to help you?" I'm like, "No, I think we're fine." And I hang up. So, me and P finally make it, and then, to the hotel. We tell them that R had already checked in. We got our stuff. We were told the hotel room. We go in there. We see N. We see R. And then R was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I got some ice cream for you guys. I changed the dinner." I'm like, "Good." And then from there, it was just like smooth sailing. From there, like, went to the hot springs resort with R. Went to the hot springs with R. It was nice. Um, I kid you, like, I was trying to keep a positive mindset despite how seethingly angry I was with R. I was like, nothing's gonna come out of me just staying constantly mad at R. I got it out of my system that what R did was wrong. I told them about it, so that worked out. And then, yeah, that was day 9. Yeah, that was very stressful for me. The fact that me and P, we got lost, and then my friend berates me and declares that they will leave me behind, like behind to have dinner. Like, that was wrong and it's rude. I didn't like that, but I just dealt with it. I actually told them about it, so that's a good thing. I finally said something, so that's good. Had a really tasty dinner though. Everything like panned out the rest of the night. But yeah, no, that was not okay. that was so not okay. I did not like that, not one bit. So that was my Hakone experience. It wasn't that wasn't good. It wasn't good. I'll tell you that much. Okay, so that was Hakone. Hakone was nice. Okay, so after Hakone, day 10. So day 10, this was the day that R was leaving. So then it would just be me, P, and N. So we leave Hakone, get back to Tokyo. We check into the hotel. R leaves for the airport. Me, P, and N, we just go to the hotel room. We relax for a bit. And then me and P, we decide to go to the Ashikaga Flower Park illumination. So around this time of year, the Ashikaga Flower Park has evening hours, because usually it closes at 5. But it has evening hours because it's Christmas and there's illumination. So it was really beautiful. I got some beautiful illumination pictures out of that. We got some nice souvenirs and stuff. And then after that, we went back to the hotel. So it was a really nice chill day, and it was a great way to cool off from the day prior, where R basically berated me and P for being lost. Like I remember me and P were like, yeah, no, what you did was wrong. Like we called out R. It was really bad. It was like, what do you? Why would you say that to your friends who are lost? Like instead of giving emotional support, you berate us. Like what the fudge? Like I mean, R did buy some really nice ice cream, but I mean, something's better than nothing. I can tell you, like that wasn't enough to like. That wasn't enough to make right the wrong that R did. I can tell you that much. Um, so after the Ashikaga Flower Park, that was day 10. So day 11, um, we went to the Harry Potter Museum. So we went to the Harry Potter Museum. It was really awesome. I enjoyed it a lot. It was interesting to see that they actually brought the train from Harry Potter to Japan. Like that museum has the train from the movies. Showed us how the movies are made, including Fantastic Beasts. I think it's what it's called, right? It's a Fantastic Beast. But yeah, it was really nice. I'm part of the Harry Potter universe. If you haven't seen the YouTube video, there's a segment where there's a bunch of green screens and there's a broom, and you're put on the broom and you're just put through a scene. Like they just have like the backdrop, like a moving backdrop. And so they have the green screen, they have the broom, and then there's a TV that shows what they're putting you through. So there's scenes where I'm like flying through England, and you can see what you're doing through the TV screen, and they will send you the video via QR code. So it was really dope. There's a lot of attractions like that. So yeah, I'm part of the Harry Potter universe now. I got my own wand too. It was really dope. I liked it. So yeah, I enjoyed that. So after that, after the Harry Potter Museum, let's see. I believe we went to. Did we go to Diver City? No. That was Potter. Harry Potter. Let's see. Yeah, we go to Amoe de Yokocho. Yeah, so Amoe de Yokocho is a line of mom and pop shops. Like lots of it's a food area. It's so nice. Like I had a $4 ramen bowl that, like, oh my god, that was great. It was good ramen. Like having ramen in Japan, like tastes amazing. Because I've had so much ramen here. Like, I've had Ninja Ramen's ramen. I had Piranha Killer Ramen's ramen. And I've had it so much to the point where I just don't like their ramen anymore. And Japanese ramen hits different. So I love it. I love the Japanese ramen. I had it for $4. It was 550 yen, if you wanted to know. But, yeah. So, that was, day 11? Day 11? Yeah, it was day 11. I believe. Hold on. Wrong. Oh, wait, what? Okay. I just saw an Instagram post for Uzagi-chan. Oh, I love Ozaki-chan's annoying. I love that one. Excuse me. All right. Yeah, so that was day 11. That's right. Day 12. Day 12. This is the last day. Oh no, it's not the last day. Day 12 is literally just Akihabara. So me and P excuse me. We go to Akihabara and we just explore. And this is like the time for me to go shopping. So we basically explored Akihabara the entire day. It is a whole day thing. There are places there that is not publicized in some articles, that if you try to find places to go to in Japan, like there were like hole in the wall manga shops, like manga stores and stuff like that. and there was hole in the wall figurine stores. And what's crazy is that, of course, figurines are in Japan, so it's cheaper there. But there are some figurines in Japan that is more expensive than in the U.S. Like there was a figurine, there was a Spy Family figurine that was like $24, and I was like, that's crazy because in the U.S. it's like $20. Like, what the fudge? So I don't know. It's really cool. So Akihabara, and we met up with T again at Akihabara. So the reason why we met up with my Japanese friend T again, by the way, that's not their name, it's just denoting it by T. So the reason why we met up with T again was because M and J had left their bag in Japan, and I bit the bullet so I could, and decided to bring it with me. So I had to pay for 2 checked bags at the end of this trip because I was helping P bring some stuff back to the States, and I was helping M and J bring their missing checked bag back to the States. So I did that. So after Akihabara, me and P went back to the hotel, and we basically did our best to pack everything. We ended up having to make another trip to Don Quixote to get another bag to hold all the extra supplies we had. So we already had one bag that our bot got me sometime during the trip for the Gundam that I had bought from the Gundam factory. But yeah, me and P had to figure out how to allocate things so that way we could bring stuff back to the States. And then finally, what is it? 13. Day 13. That is officially my last day in Japan. So it was nice. So the last day in Japan, managed to eat some food, and then me, P, and N went our separate ways. P and N went to the Narita International Airport. I went to the International Haneda Airport. Luckily for me, I can take a taxi, and that was like about like $60. It was about $60 for everything. So wow. Unfortunately, like for N and P, they had to take the bullet train with all of their stuff to the Narita, because that's like all the way near like Kyoto and stuff. So it's like, oh, they had to go. So yeah, I took that time to I took the Uber taxi to the Haneda International Airport, and I took the time to explore the airport. There was a lot of cool stuff inside that airport. And then I got on a plane, and there were no delays. I didn't miss my connection flight, and then I got home. Yeah, I got home. It's great. I got home like 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. So, whew. So yeah, that is a decent overview of what I did in Japan. It was crazy. There have been lots of twists and turns, but at the end of the day, I finally did it. I can cross something off my bucket list. I went to Japan. So yeah, it was great. Good stuff. I am proud of myself for being able to just go to Japan. So yeah, it's a big achievement. Because 2 of the things that were on my bucket list was going to Hawaii, which I did in 2022, and then going to Japan, which I did this year. I remember my Japanese friend T said, "You finally made it to Japan, what's next?" And I'm like, I feel like I'm just going to make this a yearly thing, and I do have plans to go again next year. I'm going with a different group of friends. It will be sometime during Sakura cherry blossom season, so yay! Hopefully. Freaking if I know. So yeah. Overall, the trip, my trip to Japan was okay. For a first run, yeah, no, I will say, it was like, this trip to Japan was like the second worst trip I've ever taken in my life. It like the country is great. The culture is phenomenal. I love it. The food is great. I enjoy being in Japan, but the things that have happened to me and the planning that went into this was not good. Um, because it got to the point where, for at least the first 9 days, yeah, the first 9 days, it was so jam packed every day that we just couldn't do everything. On top of that, it was min maxed. So like it'd be like, oh, we're gonna do this and then this and then this. There was no time for rest. Like R was complaining about like the fact that there was no rest day, and it was just because of how we planned it. And really, it's just yeah, it wasn't really planned well in my opinion, my personal opinion, and I did take part of that, so I am partially to blame for it. But uh, yeah, it was too. There was too much in every day. I was stressed out every day, um, and I lost sleep every day. Like I stopped losing. I managed to, uh, I managed to get recover on some sleep after. So like, the thing was is like after R had went back to the States, things started. Like I actually started getting more sleep because of how it was planned after R had left. So I got more sleep and I was able to relax more because it wasn't so jam packed. Because if I went into detail about how jam packed the first 9 days, it was just unrealistically jam packed. Like we couldn't do everything. Like the whole Ghibli Museum fiasco, the Tokyo Team Labs Ghibli Museum fiasco, the Chichibu Festivals fiasco, the Hakone fiasco, all of that stuff. So for the first 9 days, I was pretty stressed out actually because of how things were planned, and I lost sleep every night. Like, I kid you not, I was getting like 6 hours or less of sleep every night up until R left. So it was just like, oh, so like I this trip really showed that yes, one, I can go and I can travel internationally by myself. I can do this. I can travel by myself. Yes, I can do that. It's proved that like the fact that I was able to do this shows that hey, I can travel internationally by myself. Great. Um, and two, it also showed that I really do like Japanese culture, and I would love to go back to Japan, which I'm already making plans to go again next year. I'm already like making plans with another group of friends to go. Um, so and we'll probably we're gonna go around like April next year. That's the plan anyway. Especially since I got a new job, so happy about that. But yeah, unfortunately, this my first trip to Japan just wasn't it. It really wasn't it. I mean, like, you heard what I said earlier about how I was put on blast for my spending problem in public. I was abandoned at a train station. I was berated for being lost in a Kone. Um, and we became the bane of existence at that restaurant. That the restaurant I talked about where R started bringing up cultures. Yeah, we became like the stink eye. I didn't like that at all. Um, and it was like I couldn't enjoy myself. It was so jam packed that like I couldn't take in the sights. Like I was pushed for time for the Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine. Like I couldn't enjoy it. Like we were like, oh, we have to meet up at 12 when the Fushimi Inari Shrine is like a full day thing. Like you can't rush that stuff. Like this really wasn't my ideal vacation. Like I managed to salvage what I could of it in the last couple of days when it was just me, P, and N. Because the way I envisioned it was here's a main event, and then after that, take the time to rest and then explore whatever city you want. Like every day would have a main event, and after that, you could just chill at the hotel or just relax. Yeah, or like explore the city. That's what I wanted. It was I did not get that for the first 9 days. I did not get that. It was very stressful, and I didn't get enough sleep, which is that was not what I wanted. What I wanted was sleep and being able to just take it and to just enjoy myself. Despite everything, I will say I did enjoy some things, despite being stressed, but it wasn't it wasn't enough to be like, oh, the pros outweigh the cons. For the first 9 days, there was just a lot of cons. There was a lot of pros, but there were more cons than pros for me. So yeah, I hate to admit it, but my first trip to Japan is like the second worst vacation of my life. And it's not because of Japan. It's just because of how things were planned and how I was treated during the vacation. So that's why I say it's the second worst vacation ever. It's not a good feeling when I'm repeating it now. It is not. It's not a good feeling when you're put on blast by your friend in public. It's not a good feeling when your friend just abandons you or leaves you behind at a train station to fend for yourself. And it's also not a good feeling to be berated for being lost in Japan. It's not a good feeling. So yeah, because of the factor of things were just not planned well, how I was treated, that is why I say that this trip to Japan is the second worst vacation of my life. I am not joking about that. The worst vacation. The reason why I say it's the second, the worst vacation was my Europe trip. I was stressed out and the entire time, and I didn't get enough sleep, and that was supposed to be my quote unquote graduation present, which it wasn't. I refused to see it as my graduation present. But yeah, So, but that the negativeness aside, the non-positiveness aside, I love Japan. Japan as a country is wonderful. The technology is great. They have bidets. I have never experienced a bidet until I went to Japan. Bidets are amazing. So technology is great in Japan. The locals were really sweet. Locals are super sweet in Japan. One of my highlights in Japan was the fact that I had learned enough Japanese from Rosetta Stone that I could have decent small conversations with the locals, and a lot of the locals actually complimented me. They said Nihongo Jozu, which means Nihongo Jozu is good Japanese. They actually were saying that my Japanese was good enough for them to talk. I mean, here and there I just didn't know, but because I tried to speak Japanese there, I ended up learning more Japanese. So it was really nice because I learned about how to use dekiuru, or dekinai, or dekiuru, and stuff like that. I learned how to talk better, so it's nice. I'm definitely going to go back there again. Japan is a great place. I wouldn't live there, but I would totally visit again because I love the culture. I love the culture, and it's not just because of anime. It's just I think Japan's a cool country in general, so I want to go. And another good pro is that I'm Filipino, right? I'm an American Pinoy, and the Philippines is 3 hours from Japan, so I could stop by the family and be like, "Hey guys, hi, kumusta?" So, but yeah. Oh my god, I've been talking for 3 hours straight. Whew. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm done. Yeah, there was just so much to talk about. Yeah. So yeah, I guess, man, I talked a lot. What I did the past couple of weeks, talking about Quibblecop AI and AI as content creating. Wow, I had a strong stance on that one, or a hot take on that one. And my Japan trip, yeah, and all to the whole Quibblecop AI thing. Mind you, I'm an amateur. I didn't really do too much research. All the information I have is based off that one video I saw on Globocop's channel and the Internet Anarchists documentary. So that's what I have on that. If you do not agree with my stance on AI, that's fine. It's okay. Totally is a totally biased opinion. You have every right to just put me on flames or something over that. Like I literally, if you do, just I'm not gonna care. Like, because it's just my opinion. And that's one of the things I'm really glad about is that I know that social media for content creators can be overwhelming, especially for your mental health. But as long as I've been alive, I really didn't care for that type of stuff. Like, I know, like, I would just make content and people would just, like, be like, oh, it's so stupid or something. And I literally would just not care, because their opinions didn't matter to me. I did appreciate people when they said, oh, your content's cool, but the people that booed at my content, I'm like, alright, cool, it really doesn't matter. And also because, like, I'm a small-time YouTuber, like, it's a hobby. No one's. I have 217 subscribers last I checked. I barely make a dent in the YouTube creator community. So yeah, everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I don't mind. Like, if you disagree with it and just shame me for it, all right, cool. I'm not gonna fight back, I guess. It's not worth my time. I just wanted to put my opinion out there. But yeah, if you go to Japan, I was actually thinking of making a video of what to do to prep for Japan, because planning it is a bit of a bit rough. So yeah, well, that was fun. Well, guys, let's see. Oh, okay. Well, hey guys, just thank you guys so much for watching. I think I'm just gonna end the stream here and probably start the downloadable content for Pokemon Violet, because I still have to do that for the hidden treasure, the hidden treasure of Area Zero. So, all right, thanks for watching, guys. Peace. Gonna end now. Bye.
So close. It was that Pescino.